Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. One of my personal favorites is Stephen King's It, which they're making into a movie. Again.
Coming to you live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants Podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Fuck it! Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
What the fuck you talking about, atheist?
It's okay.
You're nothing, TJ. You're garbage.
I just want to be light.
You're garbage.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. I'm Ben. Happy Halloween, everyone.
I'm 10. A combination of Ben and TJ's name.
You're 10?
I'm 10.
10 years old, maybe.
Oh, good one, TJ.
It was good. Because you're like a child in your mentality.
You are a child. You are stupid.
You are weak.
You know nothing.
You are weak! I'm TJ.
Fucking thing sucks.
This is the Drunken Peasants.
It is?
No.
No.
Okay.
It's some other show
This
that's
is the
not as good.
The Drunken Pheasants podcast. We talk about hunting pheasants. Go to South Dakota. and
That's
hunt
what I
some
came
pheasants.
for, to talk about hunting pheasants.
Peasants? Oh, shit.
Pheasant.
Ben wishes
go
he was a
peasant
feudal
hunting.
lord.
I will.
Ride out of his castle and start killing some of his serfs and peasants. Like, ah!
I've noticed too much traffic as of late.
This traffic displeases me. You will pay with your life.
I will decimate the population.
Decimate
So
them.
we're starting at our new time.
Now we're going
today.
to, like, the Romans.
The new time has fucked everything up.
It has.
It's ruined life.
Life is, we know it is now over.
No one even cares about the show now that it's at 7. Everyone's like, man, I liked that show when it was at 8:30, but this 7 shit is garbage.
Ben, didn't you say people...
Fuck you, drunken peasants! You used to be good, now you fucking suck.
Didn't you say people are already complaining, like, you guys couldn't even do 3 shows
right.
a week?
Yeah, that's already happening.
It's like, okay.
assholes.
Yeah, they're pretty much assholes. There's a death in our family, and they're just like, do the show anyways. It's like, no.
Fuck
you.
your family.
Yeah, just do
Yeah,
it.
what you need to do is stay and do the show. You said you would do 3 shows.
It's like, fuck off. Eat shit and die.
So
Fuck
someone
you, don't
died.
care.
Who cares?
They
Fuck 'em.
dead. Can you bring them back to life? No. Do the fucking show, buddy.
Maybe the show would have brought them
Fuck
back
you,
to
buddy.
life.
Do the show.
Maybe the show would have brought them back to life, Scotty. If we did the Drunken Peasants, everything would be fine right now.
TJ Foxton's probably jumped off a bridge hearing he wouldn't do 3 shows a week. He's like, no, life's not worth living now. At least there's universal health care in Canada, so...
So if he survived,
Yeah, if he survived.
in any state, he'll get some free medicine.
Yeah, he'll get his hospital bills taken care of by the Ontario government.
In America, they just throw you in the nearest dumpster.
I kind of would like to send, like, you know, I like to show TJ Foxton to send that to the government and, like, your tax dollars go to this. Just want to say that. I mean, we could do the same thing in America easily, of course, too, but I think it's funny. Because Canadians always kind of claim that, like, they're way better than us. Which in some ways they are, but not all.
What ways are they?
Well, they just are way more educated than Americans on average. Like, I think, like, 50% of Canadians have, like, a college degree. In America, I think that's like 30-something%.
Well, in America, people don't need no fancy college degree.
we don't need no fancy learning.
We just learn shit on our own with the School of Hard Knocks.
I knew you were going to say that.
All you got to do is go down to the library. All them math and all them things is right there. I don't do it personally, but you could.
Speaking of doing the show 3 days a week and starting earlier, based on that, we've decided that we're going to go ahead and launch the Drunken Peasants Patreon.
Woo!
It's patreon.com/DP. And if you'd like to donate, become one of our patrons, we have different perks available for doing that.
Give us your money.
Hookers and ice cream. I mean,
I need
equipment.
your money to buy drugs to keep my fragile psyche together.
If TJ doesn't drink, at least what is it, like you say, like a bottle of Jack Daniels and smoke like 10 grams of weed a day, he can't even function. So
People are asking if you're jerking off, TJ.
Yes,
because
I am.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, yes.
Doing this show turns me the fuck
Podcasts are
on.
so sexy. Every time I see a podcast, I get real hard.
Oh, my God, the Drunken Peasants. I only do it because it's my fetish. Yeah, what are you wearing right now, baby?
Yeah,
A Batman shirt.
I'm not jerking off. I'm just bouncing my hand on my knee.
He's very fidgety.
I appreciate your dirty-mindedness, though. I really do.
They wish you were jerking off. That's what they're saying.
They were like, pan down. Let's
Pan
see
down,
TJ
please.
yank it.
Please. Oh, yeah, please.
All our fans are rednecks all of a sudden.
I always thought that was true.
Hell yeah. We're like, our demographic and the Duck Dynasty demographic are
Same.
one and the same.
Same shit.
So in the spirit of Halloween, I thought our first video that we're going to talk about today should be about Halloween.
Nah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Nah. No! Why, Ben?
Ben, why do you have such a hard-on for the Vigilant Christian?
Why?
Hey everyone, it's the Vigilant
Why?
Christian Mario, and you're here for another edition of Halloween Satanic Illuminati Holiday Exposed. In today's video, I wanted to answer the question, so if Halloween is a satanic pagan holiday tradition, what should we do as believers indwelt by the Spirit of God? This is a question that
I know
I've been
what you should
receiving
do.
a
You
lot,
should
so I
shut the
needed to
fuck
address
up.
it.
Just stop talking.
Hold on. TJ, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're not Cat Williams.
Oh, yeah.
The Illuminati is real, and that's why we celebrate Halloween.
This
and worship
is
Satan.
Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkin scream.
Man, no one celebrates Halloween. They celebrate getting fucking wasted and getting candy.
Yeah,
That's what they celebrate.
For kids, it's like candy. For
It's like-
adults, usually if you have kids, it's like watching
Yeah.
kids. And that sucks. But if you don't have kids,
That
if
sucks.
you're smart enough to not have kids, then it's like, let's fucking get drunk. But not for us, because we had to do a podcast, and also we don't know anybody.
Yeah, we're
You
lame,
know.
so.
If we weren't totally lame, we'd be getting drunk somewhere.
In a video. If you haven't seen the previous videos, I'll leave this linked up in the description section. Today's a great day to post all these videos on your personal Facebook
There is
pages
no
or
day that's
whatever
good
social
for the
media
Vigilant
platform.
Christian to post a video.
What are you talking about?
I'm just like, he's like, this is a great day to post our bullshit. No, it's not. No day is. There is no day where you should be talking to anyone or think that anyone should be listening to what you have to say.
You use. Let's get the word out. This world is absolutely asleep. They have no idea what they're doing. They're keeping a tradition going that is rooted in a human blood sacrifice tradition.
Rooted in the love of
If you
candy.
haven't came across that knowledge yet, go ahead and check out this one. Proof Halloween is a satanic
no one
pagan holiday
that
tradition.
celebrates Halloween at this point is a fucking pagan. Maybe like a few like fucking
Like neo-pagans.
yeah,
Sure.
maybe, but all they're probably doing is like, okay, everyone, we're gonna like get in a sex circle and like drink some goat's blood. We're pagans. Like that's all these people are doing. They're not actually
Wait,
killing.
so where do I sign up for this again?
Just go fucking find some like goth kids or something.
Sweet.
Dude,
Do they even exist anymore?
yeah, I'm sure they
Really?
do. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Like emo, whatever. Just like, I mean, most people I've met that are pagan did not do the actual pagan ceremonies from like back in the day. They basically just did shit like, hey, let's just fucking drink some animal blood and like light some shit on fire and like then try to convince any girl that'll listen to have sex with me, because it's my rituals and shit.
You're
like
such a conformist.
that. Yeah.
By an ex-Satanist. In here I share a video from an ex-Satanist who is exposing the roots of this absolutely satanic holiday. So to answer the question,
Satan!
let's get right into it.
Hail
Why is it important first of all, that
Satan!
we don't celebrate Halloween? Like my videos previously talked about, it's a pagan ritual and ceremony. It's based off of the Druids, and just think about this
The
logically.
Druids.
Why in
Those
the world
evil
would
fucking
humanity...
Druids.
Yeah, they like to stack stones on top of one another.
Those
you know,
sick fucks. The Druids.
keep
I think, I mean, like, are we supposed to, like, when he says the Druids, who the fuck is supposed to be like, oh, not the Druids?
Dun dun dun.
Like, anyone who knows any goddamn thing about the Druids would not even have that reaction to that. They'd just be like, oh, the Druids, like, you know, one of many ancient civilizations. Who gives a shit? It's just because the word sounds scary to people. You know who invented that? The Druids. It's like, oh man, that sounds kind of spooky. That sounds like they wear robes and shit. That's scary. Fuck.
tradition going that is based on human sacrifice? Well, I'll tell you why. They have no clue what they're doing. The Bible is the truth, and the Bible says that this world behaves without even knowing what...
So, like,
Bible is the truth.
My Bible is the truth, and that because it's the truth, it says and tells me what to do. Isn't that kind of circular logic? No.
The Bible is true because the Bible says so, and you know the Bible's true because the Bible says it, and the Bible's true. So it must
why would
be
it say it if it
true,
wasn't
you know?
true?
it's a compelling argument.
If it wasn't true, why would the Bible say it? Checkmate.
they're doing. They're brainwashed, blinded by the god of this world, who is Satan. Now, he's only the god of this world, and that's little g for a little period. That's in the Bible. But the real God, Yahweh, the Father, will appear at the end to establish his kingdom.
So wait.
But for now...
So right now, Satan is God?
Yeah, like, okay, but why is God waiting? Like, what is he waiting for? It's like...
I don't think most Christians would accept that. I don't think
Oh,
most
no,
Christians...
I don't think so either, but I'm just saying, like... But they always use this argument. They're like, you know, God's going to establish one day, you know, we're going to have the rapture or whatever bullshit they believe, and God's going to establish the kingdom, and it's going to be wonderful. And it's like, well, what is he waiting for? Like, they know all these details. Like, shouldn't they know when it's going to happen?
Well, it's funny because in the Gospels, they make it sound like Jesus is coming back within the lifetime of his own disciples, but obviously that's long since passed.
Well, you know, when you have a scam, you got to keep stringing people along, you know, like, it's going to happen any day
Any day now.
Any day, could be tomorrow.
Real soon.
1,000 years tomorrow.
Definitely within your lifetime.
Oh, okay,
I
believe.
I'll be dead but by the time that's disproven.
Exactly.
That's real nice.
This prince of the air, as the Bible describes him, is...
I believe that was Lucifer that was like god of air in some pagan religions, but
God of air.
yeah,
How do they turn a god of air into the fucking devil?
I don't know. Air, you know, it's useless, it's evil.
Yeah.
as the Bible describes him, is...
I believe that was Lucifer that was like god of air in some pagan religions, but
God of air.
yeah,
How do they turn a god of air into the fucking devil?
I don't know. Air, you know, it's useless, it's evil.
Yeah.
Air, symbol of evil.
Can't see it, but it's there.
Oh, what is it up to?
It's all around
putting
me. I'm
his
scared.
mind control
I don't trust
all over
it.
the masses, so he
You
has
could be
them
surrounded by air
keeping
right
this
now.
human sacrifice tradition going.
I wanna be in
And
a
they have no
vacuum.
clue. They don't know why they say trick or treat. They don't know why they do jack-o'-lanterns. They don't know why they
Yes,
do
they
apple
do. They do it to get
They have
candy, you
clue,
fucking
but they
moron.
participate in it.
He also
Why
said
is he so stupid?
he said you don't know why we actually bob for apples. It's because we're actually putting Satan's balls in our mouth.
That's true. Why do these people think everything is like... What does it matter what some ancient pagan roots of something were? No one fucking thinks about it like that anymore. It doesn't matter where it fucking came from. I mean, most of the Christmas traditions have pagan roots, too. I don't know if he's against Christmas. He probably is. But, I mean, like, where something originated doesn't even fucking matter.
For some reason, to the vigilant Christian, unintentional Satan worship is still like just as bad as, you know.
Yeah, like, if
intentional Satan
people
worship.
are not consciously worshiping Satan when doing this, what the fuck is the harm?
Apparently, there's a lot of it, and we're all being tricked into worshiping Satan.
It's like, oh, yeah, it's like, if Satan's got to trick us into worshiping him, it's not really worship.
You know what I'm saying? Like, worship is a conscious fucking act. It's a decision, like, I worship this entity. If you just are accidentally conforming to some ritual that you've been tricked into doing because of fucking cultural traditions, that's not going to be recognized. Satan's not sitting there like, yes. I mean, assuming
when you
that
send
Satan
your
was
children
real,
out to the streets to get candy, they are worshiping Satan.
that Snickers bar in Little Billy's mouth might as well be Satan's cock.
It is. Oh, yeah.
Because they're brainwashed and they're lost, just like the Bible
Just
actually
like you.
says. So it's a pagan satanic ritual and ceremony. Now, one thing to notice is today there's going to be an absolute increase in occult activity. Now, this is very important to those of us who are Christians because this makes us recognize that there is a spiritual component to today. Although the masses are brainwashed and they just do these things because of quote-unquote fun, we know better. We know they're actually being deceived
like
into
fun.
participation.
Fun. Are you having some fun, TJ?
Like he's the arbiter of fucking what consists of fun and what doesn't.
I guess
People think
that's
they're
what he's
having
claiming.
fun, but they're really not.
They're really worshiping Satan.
I've seen this dude just sitting in his room crying like a bitch over nothing, so... I mean, he wants to talk about other people having fun. Doesn't look like he has much fun.
Yeah,
He's wasting all his
look-
time making these
yeah, that's what I'm
stupid
saying.
fucking videos.
Look what he spends
telling
his
other
time
people
doing.
what to watch, obsessing
And what
over
to
a
think,
fucking
what to do.
Illuminati society
Yeah.
that doesn't fucking exist, obsessing over a god and devil that don't fucking exist, wasting all his time blathering about fucking shit that isn't even real. But he's just like, oh, well, this is all an Illuminati and Satan, and you need to stop watching Family Guy because it's bad, and Disney is bad,
Everything's
and Halloween
bad.
is bad, and yoga's bad, and this is bad, and that's bad. Fuck you.
What
You
does,
don't get to control everyone.
what
with
does
your
the vigilant
fucking-
Christian actually approve of? What does he actually do besides make these stupid videos?
This is all he fucking cares.
He also works out, man.
He works out.
I think that's playing to Satan's hand.
You know what? Working out.
Vanity.
That's vanity,
Yeah.
and that is against God's rules, and you're going to hell because you're worshiping Satan. Every time you
Yep.
curl your fucking bicep, Satan's down there jerking off.
Run a mile. Satan's going, good job. Keep running that mile.
Yeah, Satan, that endorphin rush, that's Satan patting you on the fucking back, dude.
And how's that quote-unquote even fun? I don't think that's fun to do. I think just sit in his room and just make these videos all day and expose the
You
truth.
warn people about how the entire world is an evil satanic plot to make
And
them
I think-
accidentally
yeah.
worship Satan.
You know, and the time he's spending working out, couldn't he be reading the Bible? Couldn't he be, studying the Word of God? Shouldn't he be doing that instead of working out? Because what does his body matter? He's going to go to heaven anyways.
Yeah.
He should be unhealthy as possible so he can join, Jesus and God as soon as possible. He should be going to eating Twinkies.
Seems like a very
Going through drive-thrus.
materialistic concern, you know?
It does, doesn't it?
Participating in occult satanic rituals. Now, the end time is fast approaching, and in order that the Antichrist
How do you know?
World Order
How do you know it's
They-
approaching? How do you know?
Just
the
wait, it's
pit,
coming.
basically, they need to take away the veil between the physical and the spiritual realm. And occult practices do this. And today there's going to be an absolute increase in this stuff. Also, today...
So, the only reason I chose this video is because it was about Halloween, but I think we pretty much said everything that we're going to
Yeah.
say about it.
Yeah, it's shit. It's garbage. Throw it in the garbage chute. Hello, skeleton in the chat room. Nice to see you too, my friend.
So someone made a video in response to something that you said about Anita Sarkeesian.
Ooh, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's brilliant.
it is.
Of course.
You guys probably already know who the Amazing Atheists and Anita Sarkeesian are.
I have no idea. Tell me. The Amazing
But just in
Atheist
case
fellow
you
looks
don't,
rather
here's
sexy.
a quick bio of each. The Amazing Atheist is
Is a
a
moron
godless
bag.
YouTuber
Yeah.
who,
A
along
moron.
with making atheism videos, also makes anti-feminism videos.
I also make videos
I
on many other
believe he
subjects.
is regularly attacked for this on the social media site Tumblr, and because of it has surmised that
Yeah, she's got like a loud bird in the background or
Oh,
something.
no, I was impersonating her.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Every feminist in the world hates men and him. Anita Sarkeesian is the host of Feminist Frequency, which investigates the ways in which the residue of years
I like that. The amazing
of
atheist is a moron that doesn't do no shit, and everyone hates him. Anita Sarkeesian investigates and tries to find the truth. It's like, this is like a political thing. Like it's like when they show like TJ. It's like he said that like that really gray like. TJ voted no on children getting funding for school. Anita Sarkeesian wants to fully fund schools. Anita Sarkeesian once touched a rainbow and, like, everyone smiled and was happy. TJ always likes to tear other people down. Why does TJ want to bring down the state of Ohio? Vote Anita Sarkeesian. You know, like, that's what it kind of sounds like she's doing here.
Sexism and misogyny
I'm Anita Sarkeesian, and I approve this message.
History still clings to film, media, and most importantly, the video game industry.
Importantly.
She uses her research findings
It's
to expose how
important.
female
Her research
game characters
findings,
are
which are
often sexualized,
have been shredded so many times by so many people.
Research.
Okay, I invite anyone to go look at her sources. They're basically jokes. I mean, Thunderfoot has made a number of great videos. You should go watch his videos too, where he.
Thunderfoot is a mansplaining.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Tool of the patriarchy.
Then okay, even if you.
And he's a misogynist, and if you use him as a source, then you hate women.
I'm not using him as a source. I'm saying he.
Oh, you are using him as a source. You're citing his material.
I'm saying you should watch.
You hate women.
Okay, that's
Why
fine.
do you hate
yes,
women?
I do. I hate them all.
You hate women.
I hate
he
everyone.
admits that he hates women. Don't listen to him.
I
He's
hate
a
everyone.
misogynist, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, the thing is, I hate everyone though. I'm a misanthropist. Please.
Well, you hate women more.
No, I don't. I hate everyone equally.
to appear disposable and are the targets of violence. Her credibility becomes the focus of the discussion of gay misogyny, mostly by anti-feminists, misogynists, and just really die-hard gamers. She removed the comment portion on her videos after receiving numerous death and rape threats.
Bullshit! They're called trolls.
Bullshit!
Has Anita Sarkeesian ever been assaulted? Or, like, someone actually ever, like, pulled the gun on her and is like,
Dude,
you're going to die.
The entire, like, Anita Sarkeesian is the victim of all these threats.
Oh, yeah, they call it a mob. They call it a mob.
That's predicated on the... I mean, the only way you could really believe that is if you've never looked at anyone else's YouTube comment section ever.
Yeah, because I mean, just look at the comment sections in our videos. Look at our fucking chat room.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
The internet is full of fucking stupid trolls who will say any damn thing. But the funny thing is, her videos have been reposted other places where people are allowed to comment. And if you look at the comments, the fucking vast majority of comments are perfectly reasonable agreements and disagreements and people having fairly civil fucking discussions with each other about the subject matter of her videos. There's not, you know, there's a couple assholes in there like, fucking death to Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah, they're idiots. They're idiots.
And we all recognize they're idiots.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody recognizes.
Yeah, no one has ever defended the people like that said like, let's kill Anita Sarkeesian. That makes sense. No one has ever said that.
So someone made a game where you can beat her up. Oh well.
Okay.
You know how many other fucking celebrities have received that treatment?
Yeah, I remember on Newgrounds.com back in the day, there was like a flash game where you could shoot the members of NSYNC that I used to play.
Yeah, there's one where there's fucking, you know, there was like a fucking thing where you could throw Justin Bieber in a blender.
Exactly, but that's
what
all,
about celebrity?
That's all okay.
What
but
about
not when
fucking
you attack
Celebrity
Anita Sarkeesian.
Deathmatch on MTV back in the day?
That's okay. No one has any problem with that. But once
if you're
Anita
a public
Sarkeesian,
figure, this happens.
You're not allowed to criticize Anita Sarkeesian. That's just what they're saying. There's no way to criticize
But
her.
there's this double standard where if this sort of stuff happens to her, it's like, oh, this is misogyny. But if it happens to anyone else, it's like, oh, well, that's just par for the course. That's normal. So what is the weird exception with her? Because she's a feminist, then automatically any fucking implication of violence directed at her and even a fucking fictional, artistic fucking standpoint has to be treated as though it's a serious threat against her?
Yeah, the developers of these games want this to happen. Like, please assault Anita Sarkeesian. Please do it. Like, we would do it if we saw her. It's like no one's saying that. It's like it's a stupid game in which you beat her up. I mean, and like you guys already listed numerous examples of like other celebrities and other people who are public figures undergoing the same treatment.
Sure.
No one else, like no one. I don't see them complaining about those games.
I've had people fucking draw pictures like, oh, you know, I remember after our dad died, someone like did a fucking picture like, this is your fucking dad's corpse being roasted and pissed on and stuff.
Oh, there's people that like said like, I know where you live, TJ, and like sent you your like our, our address, and like I'm gonna kill you and you're gonna be dead. You know, prepare for death. We're just like, okay, whatever.
Prepare to die.
Caused already agitated and angry viewers who completely intended on doing the same thing to argue that she was not allowing them their democratic right of voting for a video's credibility by using the words ugly cunt along with giving thumbs downs after encouraging their nerdy,
that's not all their users.
equally
that's
angered friends to do the same. She was also funded through Kickstarter to take her original hypothesis a step further and conduct a
hypothesis.
Like this is a scientific
experiment.
Anita
Sarkeesian is a scammer as far as I'm concerned. She raised over 178,000, 173,000. You know, she raised a ton of money, and she still hasn't even put out the entire series yet. What's stopping her? Like I've reviewed all of
It takes time to do the proper research. These videos are highly scientifically documented, researched thoroughly. And you need to understand.
Apologies.
You need to understand. Apologies. It takes a long time to do the kind of research that Anita has been doing.
She said she's She's even said publicly.
You can't rush science, Scotty.
She's even said publicly that she's like, oh, I'm gonna use somebody to hire assistants. I'm gonna be spending all my time doing this. I mean, she was on the fucking. What was it? She's on the Colbert. She was on the Colbert Report recently, even.
Yeah.
I mean, so she has all this time to do all this other shit and speak all these conferences and do all this, but she can't put out the video series, which is why she's so famous to begin with. At least internet famous.
Research. This also caused much controversy because although conducting research has proved to be extremely expensive, no one who we don't like should ever have money. Ever.
Hold on.
Sarkeesian
what? No one said that. If people want to give Anita Sarkeesian their money, that's their business. I've never been against that. I just said she raised a lot of money, so she should actually be able to do the thing she's talking about doing. I'm sure she continuously gets other people giving her money. So there's really no reason why she can't finish this gaming series.
Well, she's planning on finishing it around the year like 2027.
That must be the plan.
So she's got to milk this a little longer, though.
Speaks out on the subject of sexism and has spoken on TED TV, was scheduled to speak at Utah State University. But the college where the event was staged received a death threat, which described a massacre with a semi-automatic weapon if the event were to take place. The event was canceled, and the amazing atheist took it upon himself to berate Sarkeesian for refusing to speak at the event. He recalls a time when the massacre at Columbine got everyone blaming Marilyn Manson for teen violence. And when Manson was scheduled to perform in Colorado a year later, he went on stage even though he had received death threats. Shockingly, he thinks it's pertinent to die for one's beliefs. Or is it that he lays his
How
cards...
do you know that would have happened?
Wrong.
What are you even talking about?
No. But here's the problem.
Well, she's presupposing that would even happen to begin with. Like,
right.
That if when Anita Sarkeesian went there, that's 100% going to happen.
Point number one, people make threats. 99.9% of all threats are bullshit. And everyone knows this who has ever dealt with threats. Okay? So that's the first point. The second point is, it's not a matter of being willing to die for your beliefs necessarily. What it is, it's a matter of saying that I will not back down when someone merely threatens to do something. Because anyone can make a threat. So if you get into this pattern of saying that anytime I'm threatened, I'm going to back down, I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing, then, I mean, like, how can you even be a public figure at that point? Because that means that anyone's threat can stop you. Anyone could write a fucking threat to any Anita Sarkeesian event and say, you know, if she comes here,
she's dead.
I'm going to fucking kill her, I'm going to kill everybody else there, and I'm going to fucking go on a massacre, it's going to be the worst fucking killing spree ever, and I got all these guns. All they have to do is just write that letter and fucking send it to wherever it needs to go, and voila, the event's gone.
Yep.
So anytime, basically, Anita Sarkeesian is just encouraging people to threaten her, Because she's saying that all you have to do to stop me from speaking, all you have to do to stop me from doing anything is make a threat against me.
You know, it's one thing when someone makes a threat. If there's credible information that says, like, we actually believe if this does happen, you will actually be attacked. Of course I would understand someone not going to that event.
Of course. No one. But if that were the case, if there were a credible threat, then sure.
But to me, it seemed like this was not a credible threat. It was just like, I mean, really, I mean, yeah, there's plenty of people that have threatened her. And obviously I condemn anyone that does that, but that's the internet. People are going to say whatever they want because, to some degree, they have anonymity. And they know that. I mean, unless you want to censor freedom and take away freedom of speech from people, that's going to continue to happen.
Right on the table when he chooses to shoot videos where he sucks cigarette smoke into his lungs. Everything unsaid surfaces when you see someone so careless with their own life.
So now she's talking shit about you smoking. Yeah, you missed that?
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
You fuck.
I saw Scotty getting up, and then I'm like, are we taking a break or something?
No, we're not taking a break.
Go back. Play it again.
Fuck.
Into his lungs. Everything unsaid surfaces
What
when
about
you
going
see
into my
someone
lungs?
so
Smoking. Now listen to the rest of it.
Okay.
careless with their own life. It's like he's saying, sometimes you don't get cancer from these. You just can't live a life of fear. You gotta take a chance sometimes, otherwise lung cancer wins. It's the guy in the trailer.
That's true, though. How is I saw her saying those words in a mocking tone, but I didn't hear a refutation anywhere. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like, right? We all take risks in life, don't we? I mean, we all make risk assessments, and different people have different ways of fucking assessing problems. And you know, like, obviously, if I'm smoking, I'm smart enough to understand the risks of fucking smoking. So it's not like I'm sitting there in like sheer ignorance, like, oh, you know, this is good for me. I mean, I understand I'm taking a fucking risk. I think every person who smokes at this point understands they're taking a fucking risk. I mean, is she? I mean,
I don't even really see how it was relevant.
It's not. I mean, it's just like, it's almost like just something that she brought up as an aside. Like, and by the way, he's an icky smoker. Stop smoking, TJ.
With a tornado
Are you really
coming,
gonna listen
saying,
to a
I just gotta
smoker?
stay, otherwise weather wins. What about Gabrielle Gifford? How about the
These
people
arguments
that
are
Elliot
garbage.
Rogers killed? Sometimes people
These
really
arguments
do
are
come
garbage.
through and attack.
Yeah,
You think that because-
sometimes.
But you know what? As far as I know, that guy never threatened to do that.
Right.
He just did
The
it.
Columbine killers didn't like write a note like, "Hey guys, guess what? Real soon we gonna massacre you."
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be like the greatest folly of terrorism if it's like, you know, ISIS sitting there, let's send Obama a letter of all the things we're going to do. Just we're really going to show him.
People who are really going to do violent acts, they have a tendency to kind of keep that shit quiet so they don't put everyone on high alert. You know, like, if you're going to, like, embark on a shooting rampage, you don't tell anyone about it beforehand.
Yeah, you don't swing by the police station. Oh, in about 20 minutes, I'm going to walk into City Hall and open fire. Just to let you guys know so you can be prepared. You know, who does that? Nobody. No fucking buddy.
Threats are exactly that. They're threats. They're designed to intimidate. That's all they are.
As
They
a
do
person
not
who regularly
represent a
speaks
serious
publicly missed one speech that she isn't dedicating herself wholly to what she believes in, maybe she wants to be alive. Maybe she doesn't want to eat through a straw the rest of her life. And what if people who don't speak publicly
How do you know
at
that
all?
will happen? Are you a fucking, like, soothsayer? You're just like, I have read the smoke signs. I know it shall occur. Like, this is all so presuppositional. It's like, okay, we know this is going to happen. If she went to the event, she would have been killed. Or, you know, greatly injured. How do you know that? And, I mean,
I don't even.
I don't understand.
The thing is, it's not even a matter of, like. I mean, yeah, how could she know that? Sure. But also, she's like, she's attributing such a high likelihood to that event. Like, that could really happen. I mean, sure, it could happen.
Well, could that potentially happen at any event she speaks at?
It could potentially happen anywhere to anyone at any time.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But
You could be in the grocery store tomorrow. I'm going to get some frozen pizza. Die, motherfuckers!
Fuck this Orno! You know, you should have got, what's another man like Tombstone? You should have bought Tombstone!
Now you're gonna have a tombstone.
There you go.
Yeah.
For instance, I have a debilitating fear of public speaking, but I'm cool with making YouTube videos.
I wish you
Is
had a
my medium
debilitating
less
fear of
relevant?
YouTube video making too, because then that would just been better for all involved. I think.
I agree.
Do my core values mean less because I am not shouting at a crowd of people who are staring at Instagram? What about artists or
What?
directors? People who make documentaries
What
or
are
write
you
books.
fucking?
These
What
people
are you
constantly
fucking talking
missing-
about? I'm not talking about you stupid bitch. I'm talking about fucking Anita Sarkeesian, who is a public speaker.
You
I'm
call her a
talking about
bitch.
her.
TJ.
Quit adjusting my
TJ.
fucking volume, Ben.
TJ, you're done.
You're
Let
all
me
over
yell.
the
You're-
fucking place.
I am
You're
not.
done, TJ. You're a misogynist. You just proved it. You called her a bitch.
She is a bitch.
Nope.
And guess what, Scotty? You're a bitch too.
Hey, TJ. Hey, TJ.
Jesus.
Evolution.
man. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Evolution wins. You're right. Fuck. Touche.
the speech, but their message still gets to people. Have you forgotten that Anita Sarkeesian makes YouTube videos that receive tons of views daily?
Not really.
If Sarkeesian
Yeah, I
is
forgot
wrong,
about that.
Well, she doesn't really make videos weekly. She makes videos like every few months at the most. I think she went like about 6 months without making a video. In between,
I
She
don't
was
watch her
doing
videos, so I have no
research.
fucking clue how
Yeah.
often she makes
She
one.
Not
was
very often.
doing
May-
Research.
You're annoying.
It is literally impossible to get mic levels on it.
Yeah, there's no way to do
I
it.
take pride in that.
No.
I do.
what do you all have to lose? Do you understand that there are millions of people conducting research every day? In most cases, you have to pay to even see articles that have been published in journals, so you will literally never read the information or even be able to use it in a school report unless you are in college.
Okay.
If she is right,
Hold on. That's not true. You can pay for the articles. You can also write the authors of the article. They're usually not too shy about giving that shit out to people. So if you know a paper and you know who wrote it and you want to read that paper and you don't want to pay for it, just write one of the authors. They will almost always fucking send you a copy. So that's just a little tip for all you people who want to read, scientific papers but don't want to pay for them.
the only thing that she will be changing is the content of video games. That means no more women with tits out being attacked. Is that so horrible?
Yes, damn it! It is horrible. No longer will people be able to express this particular idea. Is that so wrong? It's like, yeah, that is wrong. People should be able to
Why
express
don't-
any fucking
We're
idea they
just
want to
burning all
express.
the books we don't like. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, we only burn the ones we do not like.
Have you seen these books?
They are bad.
This one has boobs in it. It goes in the fire.
If the only reason you are playing video games is to enact fantasies on pixelated women, your parents need to step in and change that. If you are yourself a parent and you are fighting for keeping disgusting violence in video games, you need to speak to someone. Your fighting
I
feminism
hate
makes
this
you
bitch.
look like you don't have an up-to-date knowledge
Ben.
of history. And
Ben.
also,
Yes.
I hate this bitch.
I knew you would.
Scotty,
Yes.
I hate this bitch.
I think you secretly love her.
This bitch, I hate you. Can we not
it
watch her
makes you
anymore?
look like you have a problem with women.
Shut up. I have a problem with your stupidity. Be gone.
I have a problem with her completely bullshit and irrational arguments.
They were not arguments.
Yeah, I mean,
Calling them irrational is an insult to irrationality. There's not even a line of logic in a fucking parallel universe where that makes sense. It's gibberish.
time it's not, remember.
Okay. Gotcha.
Here's an interesting one. We'll go to this one.
We stand firm, calling to Allah all the time. We let them know, bang,
This is so
bang,
bad.
'cause it's our time.
I have heard of this guy before, though.
Oh, man. Allah. 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 Allah, la, 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 la. What is going on?
I think he's
looking for a snack.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be sperm.
How about some pork?
I think it's
bacon.
No, actually, I
Get some
think
bacon.
It's sperm. Yeah. He can't.
Okay.
Alrighty.
This video is already really fucking weird.
Is he secretly a robot?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know what's going on here.
He's a robot, but he has a dad who has sperm.
That's like in the Terminator movies when you're like looking through the Terminator's eyes. It's
Yeah.
kind of the shit that he would see.
Fuck you, asshole.
Dad sperm.
Okay.
I like how there's like nutritional values.
Allah! Allah? Allah? Allah to Allah? Music is very ominous.
It's very slow too. Ugh.
Why would he be doing this is what I'm wondering.
He's just gonna drink sperm. I don't know. He just likes to. Muslims do that, Scotty.
Did he water it down?
You need to learn more about their culture. His dad just fucking comes really thin, dude.
And in
And
large
in bottles
quantities.
and labels it and draws smiley faces.
You're like, yay.
Okay. Healthy and tasty. Okay.
This is some serious view whoring.
Is this building up to some kind of point, or is
I think it is.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a bit confused. Why on earth do you look so grossed out for? On atheism, there's nothing wrong with drinking your dad's sperm.
Oh, okay. I see. That makes sense. In atheism, there's nothing wrong with drinking your dad's sperm. Don't you
believe
know?
me? Look, let's break it down. There is no consequences, morally speaking, according to you guys, because it's not harming anyone and there's no risk. And secondly speaking, sperm's got nutritional value. So go drink your dad's sperm, man. What are you waiting for?
Let me just stop him right here and explain why this doesn't make sense. I guess that really it's not immoral to drink your dad's sperm. It's just disgusting and fucking practically no one would want to do it.
There's tons of shit that has nutritional value that we choose not to eat and drink anyway. So
yeah, like
I don't know.
There's
what the
plenty
fuck
of
he's
things.
talking
There's
about.
plenty of things that are not moral or immoral that you could do that people just don't fucking do.
Even piss has some nutritional value,
Right, like there's
You know-
nothing wrong with drinking your piss if that's what you really want to do, but most people don't fucking want to do it.
You know what's funny is that like before like modern dentistry, people used to actually use like they would gargle their own piss to like cleanse their mouths. Yeah, like their teeth and kill the bacteria.
When I lived in Albuquerque,
Well, it was good the first time I drank it.
When I lived in Albuquerque, there was a public access channel there, and basically anybody could get a fucking show. And there was this guy that wore a loincloth and drank his own piss that had a show. It was pretty interesting.
Sounds like a good show. Seems like it'd be kind of hard to fill 30 minutes with that, though.
Well, he didn't actually drink it on the air, but he talked about how he drank it and how it was therapeutic.
Oh, that's bullshit. He needs to drink. If he's gonna, he needs to drink that shit on the air.
Actually, I think there's a YouTube video out there. If you search for Don Schrader piss hippie, you can find a video of him. Don
Man,
Schrader the piss hippie.
They got some strange cats out there, dog.
But you're not going to, are you?
No.
But why?
Well, my
I can
dad's
understand why you're
dead,
quite
for one
confused
thing.
right now because your worldview should make you feel comfortable with drinking sperm. But
No,
hold
it
up, you
shouldn't.
feel like,
How would it
that's-
make you feel comfortable? Just because something has no consequences morally, and you know there's some fucking argument to be made for it on some level, doesn't mean that everyone's just gonna do it. I mean, you could say like, rub your shit on your own fucking body after you take a dump. It cools the skin or something. Why aren't you doing it then if you're an atheist, huh? You know?
gross, I don't want to drink my dad's sperm, then could there be something wrong with your worldview?
No.
Let's discuss that.
There's something wrong with your fucking retarded-ass brain.
Okay, so
I
we
don't
have morals.
speak that Muslim shit.
We have
Talk
good,
English.
we have bad. We have what we ought to do. We have what we ought not to do.
Okay.
Where did our morals come from? They didn't come from nothing, did they? Because look, we're smart now. We're not going to behave stupid anymore. We're going to appreciate that things don't come from nothing. But we're not going to turn a blind eye to them because they exist. They're in our faces. We use them each and every single day. Okay, good. So at least we're on the same wavelength.
No.
Okay.
No, we're not.
What are the explanations that atheists used to give for where our morals came from? Number one, evolution. But then we came to realize, just by using our brains a teeny bit, that evolution doesn't care about moral value. It cares about survival value. For example, the white nurse shark, when it wants to procreate...
He doesn't even understand what the fuck people are saying when they posit an evolutionary explanation for morality.
No.
But he's got awesome graphics,
It's
man.
not... That's not saying that evolution is trying to create moral values. It is just one of the byproducts of evolution. And, of course, human beings have taken those instinctive values of, like, empathy, which helps us to mimic the behaviors of our fucking fellow human beings because it's how we learn things. And also it's how, if it makes more sense for your family to care about you because then you're protecting your own genetic lineage. And if you have a tribe and you have some instinct to fucking care about their well-being and protect them, then you have a better chance of survival because you have more fucking people and stuff like that. And that's where morality, the basis of morality comes from. But then, of course, human beings also use, reason and other their emotions, culture, and other fucking things, other systems of thought to build upon that to create, the moral codes that we have today. And there is, I personally don't believe there is like an objective morality, but I still think that morality has value. But I mean, this guy doesn't even understand what the fuck he's like. Evolution doesn't create moral values; it just creates survival value. It's like, don't you see that in some instances the development of like proto-morality was necessary for our survival because we're a social animal, that we thrive better when we actually have this concern for each other to some extent?
Does it go and smoothly just walk over to the female white nurse shark and just chirps it a little bit like, what's going on, baby? You want to hit the pad and basically get jiggy? No! It forcefully copulates. In other words, it rapes. If our morals come from the exact same sociological, biological process that facilitates those morals for that white nurse shark, then what makes us so special that when we rape, it's wrong? No. If that's where
we
our morals
still
come
rape,
from,
though.
Rape, murder, theft, all these things.
All those things still happen. It's not like every human being has this deeply intrinsic sense of right and wrong. There's people that'll do any goddamn thing in this world. He's acting like, oh, no. Where do you think we have this great inherent sense of right and wrong? It's like we don't. I mean, some people have a biological basis for it, but then other people just don't.
Say are socially unconventional. The same way it is socially unconventional for a woman to wear Ronald McDonald lipstick when she goes to the club, or for a man to sit at a dinner table and fart, or for a guy to go play a game of football with his tuxedo on. You can't say these things are evil, they're wrong. He ought not to do this, or she ought not to do that. The most you can say is, I wouldn't, but if you really want to do that, then go for it. I'm not going to murder him, but if you want to murder him, that's up to you. To each their own. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. But we realize that that doesn't work, and evolution basically leaves us with that. So evolution flies out the window. The second
No, it doesn't. That was a terrible argument.
Man. Evolution flies out the window.
It's
It's so clear he has no idea what evolution, the
It's
process
like
of
just-
evolution is.
It flies out the window. It don't have nothing to do with this. So what's the atheist's next explanation?
explanation that we have is, wait for it, social pressure. But social pressure basically means that we believe things are good and bad, morally speaking, on the basis of what society tells us. But if that's the case, then that means you have to accept that when Hitler and his Nazis were doing what they were doing to the Jews, in other words, putting them in concentration camps, gas chambers with Zyklon B, when they were doing that at the time, because social pressure made them feel that it was the norm, morally speaking, it was the thing that they ought to do, that means you have to admit that at the time there was nothing wrong with what Hitler was doing.
Okay. But I mean, like, let's say that we live in an alternate history where Hitler had won World War II and they dominated the world and they controlled how history was written. Of course, we'd all be sitting here right now like, yeah, Hitler was a great guy and he fucking did what he needed to do. I mean, of course it's based on social pressure to an extent. People totally look to each other for their morality. You can just point out all the instances where that fails, but that doesn't mean it's not the case.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, why do we have all these things like please, thank you, okay, and like if you go to in public, I mean, you can have the most Christian guy and TJ in a room, but more than likely they'll just be like, okay, let's just try to like be in this room and get along, just because we kind of feel the social pressure to do so. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course there can be a breakdown in communication. You guys start fighting or whatever, or kill each other, but that's not likely to happen. Like you said, I mean, society does make us conform to a lot of things, whether we agree to that or not, or like I think it makes sense or not. Like you have a million people that say, okay, do you think all this shit we do in our day-to-day lives makes a lot of sense? People will be like, probably not, and it's not genuine, but people still do it. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, you go to the store and someone cuts in front of you, you're probably just going to be like, whatever, I'm not going to have to start a fight over it. Even though they've kind of violated a social standard, you're still just going to be like, well, I don't really want to get involved in this bullshit. I'll just, play this game. And we all do it.
Nobody's going to do that because it was wrong then and it was wrong now. So what happens to social pressure? We kick it to the curb. So what's the explanation that people like Sam Harris put forth today? Consequentialism. What is consequentialism? A very crude understanding is that basically we look at the consequences of our actions, and if the consequences bring about good, then that's something that's morally good. And if they bring about something bad, then that's morally bad. So that's basically how we do it. Well, in light of that, there's nothing wrong with drinking your dad's sperm, because the consequences are
but there is nothing wrong with it morally. It's just gross. There's a difference between something being gross and something being immoral. This entire argument is predicated upon something so fucking stupid that, like, you literally you can just explain this to him with one fucking sentence. Just because something is gross or nasty doesn't mean that it's automatically immoral.
I think he really just wanted to drink his dad's sperm.
I think that, yeah,
I think it's like a repressed desire. It's like, I want to drink my dad's sperm.
Is he making a correlation between going into your fridge and drinking a bottle of sperm to like sucking your dad's cock and drinking his sperm? Is that what is he trying to say?
I don't know.
Like, because I can see how the second one people would feel is immoral, like morally wrong.
Sure.
Like incest and that kind of shit. But, if for some reason your dad kept a bottle of sperm in your fucking fridge, and you happen to drink it, there's nothing morally wrong with that. But,
it's just nasty.
We hear all these lame arguments about how, like, atheists have no morality, but it's like we've seen time and time again, atheists are not the ones going and blowing up buildings. Atheists are not the ones, for the most part, walking to schools and other places blowing people away. It's usually people who have, like, a fundamentalist religious background. But yet we're told we're the immoral ones. Like, or we accept we have no morality and nothing matters. It's like, I really don't see many atheists going and flying planes.
Or if we do have morality, it obviously, we just are in denial of where it comes from, which is, of course, God.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes from God.
That's the other line you'll hear.
It comes from God. He's about to go into that, I'm sure. He's about to say, Allah!
Beneficial. There's nutritional value, and there's no
Did God put the nutritional value in the sperm?
He must have.
risk. No one's gonna get harmed. Your dad's basically gonna have a good bash. He's gonna enjoy a nice orgasm, and you're gonna enjoy some nice nutritional value. So the benefits outweigh the losses. So go and drink your dad's sperm. Don't be such a hypocrite. Go and basically have intimate relationships with your mum and your sister, because there's nothing wrong with it. That's why people like Lawrence Krauss said, rationally speaking, I don't see something wrong with incest.
Why is incest wrong? It's not clear to me that it's wrong.
Go and basically engage in pedophilic acts. That's why Richard Dawkins.
Kind of like Muhammad.
Muhammad.
Because I don't see there to be a problem with things like mild pedophilia. Of course there's a problem. Let me give you a very vivid, crude example. Forgive me for painting this picture.
Wait, I mean, like, literally, like, his prophet fucked a 9-year-old girl, so what's the problem here?
And he had a harem of other, what we would consider to be underage.
Right, so what is the Muslim basis of a problem with pedophilia?
I have no
Because, I
idea.
mean, 8 years old, that's definitely too soon before she's even old enough to bear children, so there's no
She ain't even
there's no practicality
No.
even for the ancient
Not at
world.
all, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, let's stick our dick in a child, basically.
Of course, you know,
and so what is? I mean, if Allah, I mean, Muhammad was obviously a very moral person, so if he did that, then that must be moral. So
Yeah.
what is his objection? Like, seriously, what's the basis of his objection? If he's about to say that all morality comes from Allah, I'm sure.
But sometimes you need to really drive the point home by taking outside the box. Here's the example. On consequentialism, according to Sam Harris's morality, according to Professor Krauss, Richard Dawkins, the leading atheists of the world, according to their morality, there's nothing wrong with you basically lying a 1-year-old baby in front of you and basically masturbating over it. Because the baby is not going to remember the traumatic experience because he's only 1 or she's only 1 year old. And you are going to enjoy basically a nice session. Very creepy, disgusting, should be put in jail, locked away, slapped in the face. But on your morality as an atheist who rejects God, there's nothing wrong with that.
I wasn't aware that was my morality. Were you guys?
Jerking off on babies?
Yeah, you know. I never really thought about that before. But I'm
wonder how
glad
often he thinks about
he's
it.
thinking about it, you
Yeah.
know? He just let me know that according to my morality, I can do that, and that's fucking, yeah. Let's get some babies in here, guys. I mean, we're atheists. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's get going.
Yeah, there is no secular morality. It's like, you know, I've never met an atheist that said, you know what, I think that's acceptable. If you have a baby, you can just, you know, rape it or masturbate
Let's
on it
do
or
it.
whatever.
Let's just do a poll of atheists, like,
or rob a bank or kill people or whatever you want to do because it doesn't matter. There's no consequences. There's no God. That's it. It's like there will be consequences from society, which will be you will go to prison.
well, no,
if
but
you're
he's
caught doing that.
But he was saying that. He's saying that he's using examples that have no negative consequences.
Right,
for
because
anybody.
and that's why he said masturbate on the baby rather than
that would be a crime.
Yeah, well,
Sure.
He used masturbation rather than actually having sex with it
No,
because that would cause physical harm.
He's basically saying
probably
that
still be considered a crime.
It is.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
it is.
Oh, yeah, it's a crime.
So how
It's
is
fucked
how
up.
is that? How is that? No, there's no consequences to that then.
That's true. You're right. Never mind.
And I mean, like, who knows if the baby wouldn't have some sort of residual memory of it? How the fuck does he know?
I think we know how he knows.
Oh.
Now here's the thing. I know you are decent human beings, right?
Unless
We're
you're
human
atheist.
beings. And I know you find a problem with all the examples that I've given. Because you're not weird. We have the same blood running through our veins, the same head, the same brain inside of it, the same consciousness.
No, we
We have
don't.
the same-
We don't
What are
have
you
the
talking
same-
about? We do not have the same
We
brain
cannot
or
possibly
consciousness.
have the same brain.
My consciousness is distinctly different than yours in many ways.
Yeah, that does not make any sense.
Okay.
Morality. So I'm not having a go at you. I'm just trying to make you understand how crude this understanding of the world is from an atheistic perspective. So then what is our explanation and understanding of where our morals came from? My dear beloved friends, brothers and sisters, the only explanation for where our morals came from is that they are grounded and anchored and based and founded upon a higher moral agent that instilled them to us. Because society doesn't dictate them, evolution sure as hell doesn't, and consequences of our actions, rational thought process like that sure as hell doesn't. The only option we're left is that Allah instilled these morals inside of us from when we were born.
So the
I
only
leave it with
option
that.
we're left with is Allah.
Okay.
Why couldn't it be any other higher power?
You know, he said all these things, but he really hasn't proven anything he said. He's just made wild conjecture. That's all I've seen him do.
Accept Allah as your one creator, master of the heavens and the earth. Or at least come to appreciate that there is a divine there. That's half the job
Okay,
done
can you prove
already.
that?
He
But if
hasn't.
you continue to reject that,
So half the job is believing that in any god, and then the other half.
And of
is,
course, he's saying
The other half is accepting that it's a lie.
atheists reject God. No, you don't understand what an atheist is. It's just this guy has everything wrong. I mean, I don't know.
He's too smart for you, Scotty.
I'm trying
give
to.
a dad a bottle and tell him to have a bash, and you enjoy a nice drink. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
You enjoy a
Share
nice
this
drink.
video.
Yeah.
Sure, and like this video, only if you're retarded.
Oh my God.
We're gonna do one more video before we go to break.
Hey babe, what do you think about Ebola?
Why?
Hold on,
Josh
hold on. There's a lot of fear about Ebola right now, and why not get information from an expert?
TJ, didn't you make a video about this?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. You were going to.
I was going to, but then I saw one that was even dumber, and I did it about that instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one where you can see his haircut.
Yeah.
Ebola.
Hey, there was a line I wanted to put in that video that I don't think I said. Did I say that he looked like the offspring of Fred Durst and Kevin
Yes,
James with
you
Down
did.
syndrome?
You did.
Okay, I did. Okay, well, I'll say it again here. He does.
Well, my real thoughts?
My real thought? No, your fake.
No,
thoughts.
please tell us your
People should
fake
be
thoughts,
scared.
dude.
Not so much scared
of
because of the
Obama.
virus. You see, the one thing that happens, and it's like Americans have their heads in the sand, and honestly, I've always said that ignorance isn't bliss. Ignorance is
Okay, I want to
bondage.
say something.
Guys,
Like, the first, 30 seconds to minute of his answer is actually pretty cogent. And I actually follow him for a while. It's like, yeah, he's saying things that make sense. But then we'll just jump in at the moment that he goes off the deep end.
It's bliss, and because we're more concerned with keeping up with the Kardashians than we are about keeping up with world news and
that's true. That is a
geopolitical
problem.
events. I mean, we
Right.
seriously have a stupid America.
Yeah.
And the one thing that you look back and realize, and of course hindsight is 20/20, but the one thing that you realize is that after every great scare, there is a power grab by the government, which is really what they want. You see, people today don't understand that this is a government for and by the people. This is the original FUBU, for us and
FUBU.
This is the original FUBU.
For us, by
Such
us.
a weird statement to make.
Yeah.
and by us. I
I'm
mean,
sure it
that-
works for whatever circles he's running around in.
Yeah.
That's what the American government is. People think that the American government makes laws for the people, when in reality, the Constitution was the people making laws for the government. But the one thing that continually happens after every one of these great scares is that there's a great power grab. And with 9/11, there came the Patriot Act and all of these things where now they can listen in on our phone conversations. And if people really knew what was going on, in fact, mark my words, there's going to be a vaccine. And maybe people should be concerned about what's going to go in their bodies. Or maybe this is their opportunity to wait.
See, this is where it starts going crazy.
There's going to be a vaccine.
A vaccine is going to be
Going to be a vaccine, and they're probably going to put some crazy shit in there.
Yeah, like
mercury in your brain.
antibodies. Those crazy fucking antibodies that keep you from getting the disease.
Oh, it's going to be mercury in it, man.
An Ebola vaccine would be the biggest waste of fucking time anyway, unless the disease actually got some traction here in America, which is just not going to do because we don't fucking live the way they do in sub-Saharan fucking Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The American currency situation, because maybe they're going to say, oh, money and currency spreads Ebola, and so we need to do away with it.
Not unless people are wiping their asses with it, or spitting all over it, or bleeding all over it.
Money and currency spreads Ebola. This is going to be the excuse of the government to do away with currency. That is batshit fucking insane.
You know what? I think he's got a point. You're wrong, TJ.
That is
Josh
batshit
Feuerstein done cracked the case.
Crazy.
Who? I mean, like, how many?
Cracked the case, man.
How many people carry cash around with them anyway? I mean, like, isn't there
Increasingly less and less people.
Yeah.
Oh, well, guess what? Now comes an opportunity for them to put chips in all of us, or we all have to have some sort of
Obey
identification
the
card. Now there's
government.
no more cash transactions.
Yeah, you do. You
now
have a driver's
the government
license?
has control over everything. I mean, really?
Does
The
Josh
American people
Fierstein have a
wanted this-
driver's license? He's like, the government will have, cars to identify you. It's called the driver's license.
Yeah,
you
and license
already have
plates.
one. Yeah, license. You already have them.
No, but he's saying that there's gonna be a card implanted in your skin and shit.
Mark of the beast.
Fucking
shit.
Christians have been saying that for so long. Do you remember that, TJ?
Yeah.
When we were kids.
I remember even when I was reading Long Hard Road Out of Hell, Manson's fucking autobiography. He was talking about when he was in Christian school, they held up like a barcode, and it had 666 on it. It's like, pretty soon everyone's gonna have one of these tattooed on their hands if they want to be able to buy anything. They've been flouting that line forever. For fucking ever they've been spewing that bullshit.
So many lies. You know, take cancer research. Every time I go to a
Fucking
terminal
cancer research.
at a grocery store or something, everyone's asking me if I want to donate money to cancer research. Why would I waste my money when the reality is cancer's never going to get cured? Why?
Wow.
Because it makes too much money.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Cancer makes too much money.
Why should we fund cancer research? Waste your time.
The reality is, it's never going to be cured because it just makes too much money.
It's billions and billions and billions of dollars every single year, and we really think that America is not run.
He's saying it's better for a company to treat a disease rather than cure it. That's obviously what he's saying.
Right.
I mean, it's true to some extent.
There's some truth to that, but like, I mean, he's just ignoring, like, basically you would have to believe that no fucking buddy involved in cancer research is the least bit ethical at all.
Yeah, they're just like, time for more money.
Like, every scientist working on that is just like,
even if I find a cure, I'm just going to sell it to the billionaires, and, they'll just keep it for themselves and fucking make a derivative pill form for the peasants.
But I mean, even if they did come up with a cure for cancer and they we're going to keep this from the general population, presumably they could use that as a basis to give people better treatments for cancer, so that would still be a better fucking situation. I mean, is he going to ignore that we actually have made tremendous strides in fucking cancer research, and the death rates of many cancers that used to be nearly fatal to everyone no longer are?
He's going to ignore that because that probably hasn't happened to him or anyone that he's close to.
Yeah, let's see if he fucking talks that shit if fucking somebody he loves gets cancer, or his fucking fat, stupid ass
waste
gets it.
of money. It's like, no, it's actually not.
When he fucking is on his deathbed and he's fucking lost all that fucking titty meat, I'm going to fucking show him this video of himself right before he dies.
Waste of money.
It's a waste of money.
Waste of money. Why bother researching any disease? You're going to die anyways.
Hashtag titty meat. Trending worldwide.
#1 trend worldwide.
Hashtag titty meat.
Hashtag Ben Cena.
Like corporate greed. People talk about electric cars and conservation. Dude, that stuff's never going to happen. Why? Because it makes too much money. There's tons of technology out there for
Scotty,
electric
this is
cars
a
and all
perfect
that
moment
stuff
for you
right
to
now. But guess
interject,
what?
dude.
Okay, have you heard of Tesla? Have you heard of the fucking Toyota Prius? Have you heard of countries like Germany who are building so many solar panels? It's ridiculous. They're adding so much capacity in so many different countries. China. I mean, what is it, like Norway or Sweden recycles all of their garbage now?
It's funny that because he started this video
and
off
he's saying this is impossible. It's like it's already happening, dude.
But he started this video off saying no one pays attention to world events. They only pay attention to keeping up with the Kardashians.
Sure, some vapid-ass people do that.
I know, but obviously he's one of them because he seems totally oblivious to the strides made in cancer research. He seems totally oblivious to the strides made towards green energy. It's like he just ignores the progress that has actually happened and says it ain't never gonna happen. It's like, bitch, it is happening, you stupid fuck.
Is incremental. It's not like tomorrow. It's like, you know what, we're all gonna go back to fucking the horse and buggy. That's not how it fucking works. We have a modern society. We want to keep having a modern society. We know we have to change.
I could just see Josh Fierstein in 1905
the light bulb is evil.
The horseless carriage ain't going nowhere. Everyone knows that ain't gonna happen. Too much money in buggy sales.
Oh, what about the polio vaccine? That was given away for free.
But vaccines are evil. They were probably poisoning those kids.
Yeah.
Government probably gave them polio to begin with.
Yeah, and it was useless. We see all these people with polio nowadays.
Yeah, so many people, suffering from
polio everywhere. Rampant polio.
Measles.
Yeah, smallpox.
The government,
one.
because
Smallpox
they're backed
everywhere.
by big corporations, are going to smack it down in legislation. I mean, even Tesla. Tesla has, I mean, a great product, but guess what? Or Toyota's hybrids. I mean, they all come under fire in these regulations, and they don't even want Teslas to be sold at dealerships. Why? Well, because it's going to compete with the gas money, and that's really what people want. So, anyways, I just wish people would stop keeping up with the Kardashians and start keeping up with world news. Stop watching World Star and watch the world news. Because
So, Scotty, I guess you did
America's
address
slowly
the
gonna become
Tesla and
enslaved.
Toyota thing.
Okay, obviously people who have a vested interest are going to oppose it. I mean, that's anything with change. I mean, obviously the entrenched forces are a group in society. It's like, you know, we make this. Now we've made something that's better than that. Or, you know, or we'll make, or potentially make this obsolete or challenge that. Obviously they're going to fight against that. And what they're fighting against, he's talking about, is like dealerships have said, okay, unless Tesla wants to sell through us, they shouldn't be allowed to sell in our state. But pretty much Tesla's won every sort of thing, even in Republican states, even in red states, like that we should have a right to sell us. There's a free market, right? So, I mean, they're going to be able to sell them. And, I mean, obviously right now a Tesla, one of the cars they sell is out of the reach of most people. But that's always the case with new technologies. You know, most people don't go out and buy the brand new TV. It's like, this is the latest and greatest OLED TV. You know, it's $25,000. Most people obviously are not shelling out for that. But over time, it becomes cheaper. You know, and it's the same
Just
thing.
like X-rays.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, like, everything, I mean, these things are very incremental. It's not going to suddenly happen where, okay, we have this brand new technology that's really expensive, you know, like you know, you're talking about the Tesla, it's like, you know, the battery capacity of these vehicles, you know, how fast you can recharge them. You know, with electric cars, something also called range anxiety, where you're always going, am I going to run out of, you know, energy?
Right.
So, I mean, these are all problems that have to be addressed if you're talking about just electric cars. But I mean, does that mean we should simply just dismiss them all and say, oh, well, we shouldn't even bother with that because there's problems with it? I mean, there's always going to be a problem with new technology or anything, whether it's the cost or the production or whatever.
Yeah.
I think what Scotty's saying here is he doesn't like Mexicans.
Before we go to break here, just in case, well, actually, there's a ton of people watching now that weren't watching earlier when we said this, but we started the Drunken Peasants Patreon. It's patreon.com/Drunken Peasants. Or, no, actually. It's patreon.com/DP.
Which can also be double penetration.
Yes.
So yeah.
Easy to remember. Patreon.com/DP.
Please become our patron because Ben needs a lot of beer. He told us, he's like, guys, I need a lot of beer. I don't care if I have a roof over my head. As long as I got that Belgian beer, I'm good. We're like, all right.
I could live in a fucking alleyway as long as I can fill it with my beer. My beer.
He wants a beer house, a house made of beer bottles.
Yeah, it's like the gingerbread house in the woods, but instead of gingerbread, it's beer.
He lures unsuspecting children to drink beer.
I think
I do.
And then eats them, of course.
No, I starve them so that I can show them to G-Man later on.
Oh, okay. That's a good
That's a good idea.
That's a good plan. Hey, G-Man, this kid's starving. I don't believe that's a child. That's a puppet.
I win again.
Knockout.
Knockout. TKO. I win. G-Man.
All right, we'll be right back.
Preach the Quiet Ministries. For you, the listeners of the Drunken Peasants podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a 30-day free trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. As I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite books is Stephen King's It. I don't know how long of an audiobook that would be, but, you know, if you're looking for something to do with your time after the season finale of Game of Thrones, jump right into the audiobook of Stephen King's It. To download your free audiobook, go to audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants. Again, that's audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants for your free audiobook.
All right. We're back.
I'm 10. And there's BJ.
Before we go into more stories here, just a few more things we wanted to talk about. The Drunken Peasants t-shirt is back out. Basically, we've got enough people to order the minimum amount, and we have 6 days left in this campaign, so if you go and order it, you're guaranteed to get a shirt. So feel free to go there. It's teespring.com/Drunken Peasants. And thanks to our new patrons on Patreon that have already signed up to support us on Patreon.
How many are there?
Let's see. Right now we have 3. It's www.patreon.com/DP.
3, huh?
Yeah.
Need more than that.
Absolutely.
Everyone else
Go
who's
to the
watching
link
this
now.
now, go be our patron.
We'll put the link in the description.
If you're not our patron, you're a bad fucking person, and we hate you.
That's a lot of bad people. A lot of people you hate, TJ.
Yeah. But I love the ones who are patrons.
Hey, Scotty. Jesus, man.
Jesus, man.
All right, so we'll watch the Mexican flag video because that was pretty interesting.
In your front yard.
That's the voice of a local IE political activist confronting a woman for flying the Mexican flag in her front yard. The confrontation was shot on a smartphone and posted to YouTube.
You know we live in America, right? This is the United States. So why are you flying a Mexican flag in your front yard?
Because it's America and I have the freedom to do so, you fucking bitch. How about that?
Yeah, I like how she's like, I'm a patriot. It's like, then why do you care if someone expresses themselves by flying a flag? They're just like, I love Mexico, or I love the Mexican flag. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, if it's America, aren't we supposed to have the freedom to fucking do what we want?
Yeah, it's called freedom of expression.
That's supposed to be one of the things that flag supposedly fucking stands for, is fucking freedom. So, I mean, they want to honor their fucking heritage. Big fucking deal.
Does not speak English and can't understand the questions.
This is America.
She doesn't speak English.
This bitch makes me wish I couldn't speak English, so I can't understand a fucking word she's saying. That woman in that house is lucky.
Yeah, she's like, huh?
I don't know. Get out of my yard, bitch.
Some idiot out here saying something about my flag. I don't know.
Maybe you can move to Mexico if you want to fly your Mexican flag. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
Not really.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and we were watching this video earlier, and we talked about, just a week ago or so, we went to a German restaurant. They had a German flag outside of it.
And I was offended by that.
We, of course, demanded they remove the flag.
Yeah, or move their restaurant to Germany.
Move that, exactly.
After we here in America fought tooth and nail against the Germans in WW2, they have the gall
and won
to come here and fly their German flag as if nothing happened. That's sick.
Banuelos' wife, who was in the window during the confrontation, he says his wife was caught off guard. Banuelos says the family never meant to offend, but instead to celebrate their Mexican heritage. And he says the family keeps both a U.S. and Mexican flag flying.
One American, one Mexican.
I was offended, like I said, and I was pretty upset.
The worst
but
argument ever. I was offended.
I was offended. It's like, who cares? Go be offended on your own time in the privacy of your own home.
I couldn't understand her.
This is Tressie Capps, the woman whose voice you heard during the confrontation. Capps says she's received threats since the clip was posted and went viral. Capps said
she's probably the one who posted it, right? I'm guessing since she took the video.
Posted it. Yeah, of course.
She's got more threats happening to her though now, just like Anita Sarkeesian and anyone else who's a pussy.
I got threats. Threats!
DJ is sexist.
Don't you see how these threats make me right?
is sexist.
I said something and then people threatened me, therefore my position is correct.
TJissexist.com.
Not a racist, just a patriot.
I don't understand what all the hatred is about. Why everyone is labeling
Because you're an
me.
asshole.
She doesn't understand why there's so much hatred towards her, but she's fine with hatred towards people who
fly Mexican flags.
I don't know why people are upset that I'm a moron. It's like, because you recorded it.
Does she go to like the St. Patrick's Day parade and go, excuse me, this isn't Ireland, this is America? I mean, where does it end?
Go to Chinatown like,
Maybe this would be alright if it was in China, but that's of America.
Mexicans back to China, wherever the hell they came from.
Don't you know what country this is? Oh my god, this is fucking America. You can't be having this shit here.
Does she also object to Mexican restaurants? Because then we have a problem, because I love Mexican food.
We already have a problem, but yeah, if she
Well,
objects,
this is in California, so there's plenty of Mexican food there, too.
She probably doesn't eat it. She's probably like,
I don't eat that shit. This is America. I eat cheeseburgers and fries, and that's it.
And hot dogs.
And hot dogs.
America.
these names,
America.
racist. You know, I just want I don't understand why everyone's so angry.
Cap says
I'm
the
sure plenty of
video
people
has
have explained it
cost
to
her
you,
her
but you're just
job
really fucking dumb.
with a local real estate company. As for the city of Ontario, they say the family has broken no laws by placing the Mexican flag in their front yard.
Of course.
What? Why would they even? Why would she consult city? I demand this flag be removed. It's like get a fucking life.
Why does the news even feel compelled to tell us that it's not breaking laws to fly this flag? Like, who the fuck is so stupid they think it might be a fucking against the law? Like, isn't that illegal?
Probably the people.
No.
Probably the people in the Tea Party. Those
Fuck,
types.
McDonald's has its own goddamn flag.
Oh, hey, whoa! That represents capitalism. Shut your mouth.
That's a better flag for America than the American flag is, even.
I would have to agree with you, sadly.
Trying to think of the next one here.
Let's see. Just pick one at random.
I thought this one was amusing.
The president did his part. He did cast his early vote in Chicago yesterday, and it became a rather entertaining watch.
Mr. President, don't touch my girlfriend. Some guy was walking past Obama while he was voting and pointed to the woman that was voting next to him and said, "Mr. President, don't touch my girlfriend."
He's probably just trying to be funny.
I think he was.
Right.
Obama destroys him.
I really wasn't planning on it.
I am sorry. Please excuse me.
Now, there's an example of probably just embarrassing you for no reason.
Embarrassing.
Just for no reason whatsoever.
I knew he was going to say something smart, but I didn't know what he was going to say.
And now you'll be going back home and talking to your friends about that. I can't believe. What's his name?
Mike.
I can't believe Mike. He is such a fool.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Oh man.
He really is.
I was just mortified.
I like how he frames it too. It's just like you'll be telling your friends about like this guy's a moron, and it's like, oh yeah, he's a moron.
Yeah, I like how
it
they're
kind of
both
gives you
laughing at
kind
him.
of gives you an insight into like how Obama's mind works, because he could have just been like, "What's your boyfriend's name? Oh, he's a fool." But no, he's like, later you're going to be talking to your friends about what a fool he is. You know, like he's foreseeing events happening and shit.
Fortunately, she's having a conversation with the president. Fortunately, the president was nice about it.
I'm freaking out right now.
So it's all right. You're going to kiss him, give him something to talk about.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Obama's fucking trolling this dude.
Yeah. Now he's really jealous.
Take care of yourself.
Do you ever notice that, like, even as Obama's like doing that, like, he's saying things that are kind of mirthful, but he has this very like blank expression on his face
Right.
the entire time. He's kind of like he's just like very like. I remember when like he first was like running and he was like a candidate, like he had that like passionate
Yes.
shit. And now he just seems like a broken down fucking zombie that's like, yeah, you know.
Look at the way his hair color alone has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was true for Bush and Clinton.
That's
They
true.
age so
They
rapidly.
say that like the presidency ages people and shit.
It
I don't-
definitely does.
I don't know. I mean, it must be true because it seems like every fucking buddy that takes that office, they age worse than the 8 years that they're in there. And I guess Obama would especially, since like, you know, a good portion of the country just irrationally hates him. I'm not saying there aren't rational reasons to take issue with Obama, but most of the reasons that you hear people actually say, like I was reading these articles the other day about like, Obama wants to spread Ebola, and he wants all of America to get Ebola. I mean, just like preposterous shit, like the president is just evil and wants to hurt us.
I thought that was true.
So wait, you're saying that's not true?
I don't know.
I
Maybe
thought you were saying it. What? Whoa,
maybe
whoa,
it
whoa,
is.
whoa.
Maybe it is.
I thought you were saying that
Obama
does,
tried
yeah.
to steal that guy's girlfriend. He's capable of anything.
Obama's just evil.
Oh, Mr. Cuomo, I'm sure that happens to you and you vote as well. It's you know what, it's a funny scene. The president has a sense of humor. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you should give him that point. And number two,
No.
that's a vote she will never, ever forget, and good for her for getting out
He
the vote.
ain't funny at all. He ain't got no sense of humor. He's a piece of fucking shit. And even if he does have a sense of humor, how dare Obama laugh while
Send it
America
back to Kenya.
while America spirals into the toilet?
Send Obama back to Kenya where he belongs.
So do you want to do one more, or do you want to go to questions?
We could do one more story.
Okay.
Those are short stories.
There's a bunch of short.
Short story. Short story.
Short
So I guess there was a study that drinking soda is as harmful as smoking.
Sweet, I do both.
Hashtag ban TJ.
Time now for the ridiculous, and I don't know if you saw the headlines about this study, but they grabbed my attention in a big way. I saw this in Mother Jones. Drinking a medium soda every day can age you as much as smoking does. Say what now? So I guess smoke them if you got them. That's the lesson, right? No, that cannot be right. I'm sure that's not what we're supposed to take away from this study. It's just such a jarring idea. It's as if you suddenly found out that eating a Big Mac is the same as shooting black tar heroin, which it's not. Or if you eat popcorn and goobers at the movies, which I do, you'd be better off washing down a handful of OxyContins with a fifth of whiskey.
All of those sound good.
Yeah, now he's speaking my language.
Let's do all those things. Me and you, Anderson. Let's go fucking do that shit, buddy. All of it.
The study was published in the Journal of Public Health, and it compared more than 5,000 adults who drink soda every day to people who don't, and found that people who drank a 20-ounce soda every day experienced the same kind of premature aging at the cellular level as smokers.
I mean, it is basically high fructose corn syrup and carbonated water with some flavoring added to it. So we already know it's bad for you. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that it's as harmful
All
as
of this
smoking.
time, I should have been drinking whiskey instead of pop.
Well, they're saying it ages you at the same rate. I mean, so obviously they're saying it's bad for you, but I mean, just take that as you will. I mean, I don't think it's as bad to drink soda as it is to smoke, but I mean, that can't be.
So presumably, if you do everything that prematurely ages you at once, will you just become an old man in like a week?
I guess so.
Like if you just smoke cigarettes and drink soda and just sit out in the sun. And
Well, it will affect your health. I mean, obviously, like if you do meth a lot, that obviously affects your heart. And
I don't
other
buy
organs.
that. I don't buy that liberal propaganda, dude.
It's not liberal propaganda.
Communism.
That is
a lot of it has scientific basis.
No. Well, you know, you liberals like to tout your science, but in reality, come on, we all know meth is harmless.
Coke Zero addicts, take heart, they're not talking about diet soda. So I spoke to Dr. Sanjay Gupta about this soda study, and he explained that it's the sugar that's the problem and the way it's delivered in sodas compared to other things that have sugar.
Yeah.
Okay.
100% fruit juice has sugar in it, did not really seem to have any impact on telomere length. Part of the reason could be is when you drink fruit juice, you're getting other stuff in there that can slow down the absorption of the sugar. If you eat a piece of fruit, for example, it's much slower absorption. Candy bars, the same thing. When you're drinking a sugary soda, you're basically, the sugar is going straight into the system, straight into the liver, and so forth.
So if you're gonna drink a sugary drink, eat a bunch of food with it.
So that it's
That's what I'm hearing. So that there's more absorption. Yeah.
Basically, the study says that soda shortens your telomeres. Now, I'd explain telomeres to you, but Sanjay can do it much better because he's a neurosurgeon, so naturally, he has all the highfalutin scientific props.
This would be like the chromosome, would be the middle part.
Holding a piece of candy.
And it's these things on the end
piece of candy.
that are your telomeres.
Piece of candy.
As we go throughout our lives, all of us, no matter what, our telomeres start to shorten. And when they
Right.
shorten a certain amount, your cells can no longer replicate. And that's when you start to have cell death, and
Yeah,
eventually
cell
the
senescence.
human being will start to get to the end of their lives. What we're saying here is that the sodas tended to shorten these telomeres more quickly.
May I just point out?
Sweet. Let's drink a soda.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the plot of like what was it? The second Anaconda movie where it's like your telomeres will never shorten.
That's sweet.
I never even watched the first Anaconda movie.
You have missed an American classic.
Ben, so there's something wrong with you.
My favorite part is when Ice Cube.
Yep.
Right. Ice Cube rolls out the snake skin. He's like, "This snake's out there this big." That's the best part.
Now that after a conversation about the dangers of sugar, Sanjay tried to give me that piece of candy. I'm just saying. I already had a little Kit Kat today, so I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'm going to try to shorten my limit the amount of sugar I take. Sanjay,
I want you to have long
Give me a
telomeres.
break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Kit Kat is not affiliated with the Drunken Peasants.
Yes, it is. We are officially endorsed by Kit Kat, ladies and gentlemen.
TJ's a liar.
They're paying us money to advertise their product. Go out and buy a Kit
is
Kat
a
bar
lying
now,
piece of
you
shit.
fucking pieces
And no
of
one
shit.
likes him. Not
You
even his
fucking
own mother.
pieces of human
His own
fucking
mother
garbage.
fucking disowned him. No one liked
Watch
TJ.
this fucking
Not one
show.
person ever liked TJ, even from
Buy a fucking Kit Kat bar
Fuck your
now!
Kit Kat bar, bitch!
Buy a fucking Kit Kat bar,
TJ,
you
you
pieces of
shit!
fucking
You're
shit!
a liar, TJ! Okay. You're a liar.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
TJ is not endorsed by anyone.
He's not.
I'm endorsed by the Nazi Party of America.
So now we're going to go into the Q&A segment.
I have blonde hair and blue eyes.
You're a Nazi.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, facebook.com/Drunken Peasants, or on Twitter @Drunken Peasants.
Be sure to stock Ben.
And
as
if you
well.
already follow us,
Stock Ben.
unfollow us and then follow us again.
What?
Yeah.
That's terrible advice.
I know, God. Anyway.
You're horrible, TJ. You're horrible. You're garbage, TJ. You're garbage.
If you like the show and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and share. Sharing is huge.
Share if you care, or
Share
if
this
you
with
don't.
everyone. Share this with homeless people.
And if
Anyone
you're
you meet.
If you have a question that you want to send us or a story you'd like us to cover, send it
Dogs,
to us on our
cats,
Facebook page.
everyone.
If you see any person on the street, no matter how random they are, like if you see that girl walking down the street in New York, instead of saying, "Hey, baby,"
like, "Hey, Drunken
how
Peasants?
you doing?"
Drunken
Be
Peasants?
like, "Hey, you want to watch some Drunken Peasants, girl?" Yeah, these guys are funny, man. There's like 3 of them, man. They talk about shit. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Hey guys, Teddy Rubskin here. You remember me? Well, I'm back. Yeah. Now,
You're not back.
before I even
You're a
discuss-
liar.
You are a liar, sir.
He's not back, Ben.
We had him on at one point before.
No, he's not.
The fucking.
It's Sonic.
He's not back. He's black.
Drunken Peasants podcast, I was already subscribing to Cult of Dusty and Thunderfoot, and, but not you, TJ. You fucking banana fucker.
The bear insulted me.
The bear won't subscribe to you, TJ. That's pretty funny.
I'm gonna fuck that bear in the face.
Go ahead.
He's already got a hand up his ass.
That's true.
Yep.
So you might as well have something on the other end.
Yeah, well, I'm just kidding. But seriously, you guys have had some great guests on this show. You know? Except for G-Man.
G-Man!
Fuck you, G-Man. And yes, I will be telling G-Man to fuck himself every time I come on here. Yeah.
So does he have a question or what?
Seriously. Anyway, I wanted to ask you guys, have you ever heard of Bible Man? Yeah,
No.
Bible Man. He's like a Christian television superhero.
The Bible says.
Oh yeah, I have seen this shit.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, you know what? Now that he shows a clip from it, I fucking have seen this. Like I've been flipping through channels and seen this shit.
The actor that plays Bible Man was Scott Baio's friend in the movie Zapped, and he was also on that shitty show Charles in Charge.
I'm not familiar with
No
either of those,
idea.
really.
Oh man, too young, before your time.
Yeah, must be so.
Yeah. It was like a late '80s, early '90s sitcom. So yeah.
Bible Man.
Oh, and the movie Zapped was a movie where Scott Baio could make women's clothes fly off with telekinesis.
Well, that sounds like a good movie.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
There's like these videotapes that I keep finding in the strangest fucking places. You know, this most recent one I found in TJ's ass. Yeah, I found it in TJ's butthole.
Why were you
and,
there?
This
Why were
one
you
is
there?
called Defeating the Shadow.
TJ, are you shoving teddy
I
bears
must
up
have-
your ass?
I must have been asleep for that one.
Yeah. I guess he roofied you or something.
Shadow of Doubt. In this episode, Bible Man learns an important lesson. Not to trust his own fucking judgment.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and
Sounds like the fucking Borg.
understanding.
It sounds exactly like the fucking Borg. That's weird.
It sounds like the fucking Borg.
I have questions. Questions are irrelevant.
In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct thy path.
We are doing
A very
science.
basic lesson, but a very important one.
Yeah, that's an important lesson right there, kids. Don't trust your own mind. Don't trust fucking logic and reason. Trust in the Bible. Man. Bible Man. It all makes perfect sense. Oh, wow. Anyway, till fucking next time, keep it real.
So that wasn't really much of a question.
Yeah, it wasn't really a
but
question.
He was
yeah.
wondering if we've heard of Bible Man.
I saw it once.
Teddy Rubskin.
We should review that sometime on the
Bible
Drunken
Man.
Peasants.
Sure.
We can watch some Bible Man together. Bible Man, Bible Man,
DJ, Scotty,
Bible
there.
Man.
And hi, any guest was there too?
Hi, Jesus.
My 2 questions are
Hi,
this.
Jesus.
First
Jesus, our
question
guest.
is, what do you think of the Pope saying that evolution and the Big Bang are real, and God isn't some magician with a wand? I honestly think it's kind of funny he says that. My second question is,
Let's address that one first. I went to Catholic schools.
Yeah, so you're the most Catholic one, so.
And at that point, Pope John Paul was the Pope, John Paul II, and he had accepted evolution. He never mentioned the magic wand thing, but this is, there are actually priests that are scientists and things like that.
I don't understand why
evolution.
we're supposed to be like, wow, the Pope acknowledges common sense things. Like, hey guys, science is actually probably accurate. Like, wow, that's amazing. The Pope said that. Can you guys believe that? The Pope. Wow.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It's like the Pope just acknowledges modernity. It's like wonderful. He's only a few hundred years till, too late, but great.
God isn't just a sorcerer with a magic wand. It's like, okay, well, the book kind of makes him sound like that, but all right.
of Anita Sarkeesian saying that all school shootings, or most public shootings, I guess, have to do with men, misogyny, and sexism. I honestly say that is bullshit, and it's insulting.
We find it to be completely logically sound.
That makes
Here's
sense
the
to
Drunken
us.
Peasants
Yeah,
show.
we fully support Anita Sarkeesian on this show, of course.
I
mean,
believe that is how things work.
It's the typical Anita Sarkeesian line of bullshit. She has nothing to back that up. It's like, well, we've did some feminist studies and found that we're right. It's like, yeah, that's wonderful.
Good job, Anita.
Next question.
Hello, Drunken Peasants. This is Joshua Mattingly, hailing from the glorious city of Stillwater, Minnesota. My question for you guys is, what is your opinions on the new Age of Ultron trailer? Have you seen it? And if you have seen it, what is your favorite part from the trailer? My favorite part from the trailer is the shot where we see Captain America's broken shield.
Damn it!
And my other favorite part is when dumb James Spader, as Ultron, says, "There are no strings on me." So yeah, that is my question for you guys. Peace out. Smoke pan every day.
Man, that was my favorite part too.
I think it's kind of cool to see the evolution of Ultron in the trailer. Too.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how you see his different incarnations. Like obviously he's like, it's like some of that Ray Kurzweil singularity shit where he's like able to improve perpetually on his own design or something.
Yeah,
and that's pretty neat.
I watched the trailer once. I can't really think of one scene that stood out to me.
Well, the fucking giant
the Hulk
Iron Man fucking suit fighting the Hulk was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
But I thought it looked pretty good. But I mean, it's not coming out for a while, so whatever.
Hey, Drunken Peasants, I have 4 questions for you guys.
Four? Jesus fucking
keep
Christ.
I've made a show, and it was inspired by this one. I'll show you. It's called With Truck That's Detention. You've got the cameras at the bottom, title at
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be hearing from our attorneys shortly.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be suing you shortly here.
the top, and there's the video right there. We do like videos and articles and stuff like that. So
you stole our
is,
shit.
We're suing you, bitch. About shows that are inspired by yours, and if you ever had the chance, would you like to be a special guest star sometime?
No.
2, if you ever had to move to Canada, would you be relieved or pissed? I think Canada is a much better place.
I'd be pissed.
See what I'm talking about right there? You see what I'm talking about? I said this earlier, like, Canadians think that Canada's way better than America. I mean, obviously...
farts smell like sparkles!
Obviously, it's their country, so they're going to say that, of course.
I agree with them.
People here are better.
Why do you agree with them?
I like Canada better than the United States. I would rather live in Canada.
Fuck Canada.
But, like...
Fuck Canada.
My perspective on Canada, I think, is a little bit different than
yours,
yours, because you kind of go there to, like, party and have a good time. But what do you think about actually living in that society is what I'm saying. Like, would you just, like, say, like... I mean, obviously, your life's not going to be just going on the GTA and just partying all the time.
I think, I don't know, like, growing up so close to Canada, I didn't just go to the GTA and party every time, you know.
Okay, well, I mean that's a blind statement, but I'm saying, did you actually live in Canada though? Like, do you know?
No, but I've known so many people that live there, and I've been there so many times.
But I'm still saying that doesn't make you a Canadian, no matter what you say.
I'm not saying I'm a Canadian.
No, I'm
just
not saying that
I,
either. But I'm saying, like, I don't think that, from what you described to me, that's like what you like. I'm saying, like, I don't think that's the same thing.
Well, why is Canada better?
That's what I'm saying.
I would say I'd say it's better suited for me.
Why?
I mean, healthcare is one thing there. I noticed people there are
just don't get sick.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
Just get sick and die quickly. Plan we have here.
People there that I've met tend to be more polite. I like that too.
Okay.
I like. Obviously, this doesn't affect me now, but I think it's better overall for everyone. They have like a lower drinking age there. I think that's cool. I don't know. I mean, like, there's a whole bunch of things that I like better.
Well, fuck you, Ben. You love Canada so much. Why don't you marry it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it available?
As I said, is it available?
I don't know.
Anyway.
You know what's interesting about that? You know, as a brief aside, is that it's really one of the hardest countries in the world, in a way, for people to immigrate to.
Yes, it is.
Which is kind of astounding. A lot of people do immigrate there, but it is actually pretty difficult unless, like, you're an engineer or a doctor or something.
Yes,
that's
true.
Or you basically win a lottery.
I've researched it, and yes, that's true.
Yeah.
He has 2 more questions, I think.
Based off of retard Republicans taking away freedom.
What?
Cult of Dusty says that Christianity is a terrorist cult. Would you agree or disagree? And finally,
I would disagree with the
next
statement that
art
all of
competition?
Christianity is.
I think those are pretty.
He was asking when the next art competition is. I don't know.
Okay.
No, we have no idea about that.
Draw a picture of why Canada sucks.
Have you ever been to Canada?
No.
Okay.
You know,
you don't like to go anywhere. You would say, TJ should say, like, draw a picture of why my front yard sucks, because TJ won't even like, leave his house.
You know what the biggest complaint I hear about Canada is?
What?
Is that it's like it's like when Monica comes here, it's like, okay, she's like, your guys' stores you have so many options, which is true, because when you go shopping in Canada, there's very few options. It's obviously going to be more expensive.
Sure.
Not even if you take away the tax, it's still just more expensive in general.
Sure.
And then she's like, everything, like buying shit online. It's like you buy something online and you try to ship it to Canada. Unless you want to pay like $30 for like a $30 shirt, you have to wait like fucking 3 or 4 weeks to get something. Whereas here we have Amazon Prime, we can just get it, in 2 days.
That's why I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free to consume whatever the fuck I want, quickly and greedily.
Well, also, even though Canada has greater access to healthcare, they actually have the longest waiting time. They did a study of like 11 developed nations, and they do have to wait the longest. And the U.S. actually it's one of the few categories the U.S. actually does well in. But
if you have the money to get the treatment.
Yeah, so essentially that's what it is. But that's the major problem we have.
Right, of course, if more people are getting treatment, then there's going to be longer wait times.
Well,
but I would go with the side. Well, I mean,
the UK has the best healthcare system in the world, I would say. If you go by the evaluation that this study did.
Hello, Drunken Peasants. My question is mainly towards TJ. Now, that's because I've only heard his opinion on this subject.
If I pull up a map and ask you where Bangladesh is, can you point it out to me?
Probably not.
Okay.
If Ben and Scotty or John Cena want to chip in and give their opinion, that'd be great. But the question is,
damn, we almost went a whole show without a Cena reference.
Should people be allowed to go to like local supermarkets or pharmacies and buy heroin or methamphetamine? Yes. Because as it stands right now, we're making criminals rich by having them sell drugs illegally at higher prices.
Mm-hmm.
So I love your opinion on this, and also Scotty.
Jesus, man.
Oh! Focus. He decided to focus on that guy.
I don't know who the fuck that was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he was trying to say it was you.
Yes, I think heroin should be legal.
I don't see any purpose in trying to control any of these substances.
Right.
I mean, other than ones like crocodile or some shit, like things that like actually like just kill people in a very instant way.
And sell all drugs. If people want to do heroin, you know what? That's their decision. is they're going to do it regardless. If you really want heroin, you can go find it pretty much anywhere in the world.
Where?
I don't know specifically. I'm not going to tell you, go call this number. I mean, if you really wanted to find
what's
it.
the number?
I don't have a fucking phone number.
Oh.
Look, if you want
What a
fucking
cock
opiates, you know your quickest bet for that is a doctor.
Just go to the doctor.
Just go to a doctor.
That's the great thing about America. Even though most drugs are illegal, they have like pills you can get that pretty much have the same effect.
Right.
And all you have to do is go to your doctor and be like,
I
I have this.
You know, whatever. Yeah, I have an anxiety.
Even
you know.
Marinol.
Yeah, I mean it's a joke. I mean, people in America are there's so many legal drugs you can take. So it's like we're preventing people from taking illegal drugs. Like, you know, honestly, like I think you're better off in a way if you fucking do heroin than if you fucking pop pills all the time, because at least, you know, at this point, you know, the pills are so easy to get and the heroin's harder to get. But if it was actually regulated in a sense, people would probably actually think about it a little bit differently.
Most people I know that got really deep into opioid painkillers ended up moving on to heroin eventually anyway, because heroin's easier to find in the black market than pills are, and it's less expensive.
But I mean, we've seen time and time again, like in Portugal, they decriminalized all drugs. Drug use just went down, not up.
Shut up, communist.
You know, but I mean, you see it in a lot of places, the same thing.
I have a question for Ben, TJ, and maybe Scotty, and any other guest.
Maybe Scotty. I don't know. So
anyway,
I maybe
hear
might
people
answer.
talk about Brett Keane, like they reference him a lot, and I heard like people say he did a lot of shady stuff.
He
Can you
has.
kind of like tell me what he sort of did in that kind of fashion? And I remember hearing that like Brett Keane made like all these like a playlist of YouTube videos to TJ saying how he destroyed his career on YouTube. Like I tried to search for those, but I couldn't really find them. You know what I can probably look up?
Brett Keane was really good at eliminating the past videos that he had made.
Yeah, he deleted a lot of his old videos. A lot. I mean, there's a few that still remain. I mean, the drama with Brett Keane, I mean, like, I think TJ's probably the best person to answer that question, because you actually were in some of the drama with him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, he did so much shit. It's kind of hard to even get into it all. But, like, the main things he did were he doc dropped someone at some point because they supposedly attacked his family.
He accused you of threatening him and his family.
Yeah, and he basically accuses everyone of threatening his family. He's plagiarized poems. He's plagiarized songs. He's claimed that things that were written by him. He's claimed things that were not written by him as his own.
He also wrote things and wrote fake reviews of his own books.
Right. Oh God, that's the worst.
Rave reviews.
And his
the
books,
best book of the century.
His books, you know, like they're
Millennia.
notoriously bad. Like people have bought them just so they can make videos laughing at them. They're just like terrible. Like they're not well written on any level.
He's had about 1 million YouTube accounts. He's either closed or been banned for terms of service violations.
Yeah, he's constantly attacking people.
Created sock accounts.
Yeah, very disingenuous. He leads false flagging campaigns against people. I mean, he'll just do anything that, you know, any like reprehensible behavior that people do on YouTube, Brett Keane is engaged in at one point or another.
Yeah, I think that's a good summary.
Yeah, I think that sums it up. All right.
What's up, Ben, Scotty, TJ?
I want that fucking cigarette or joint.
Got
or
some
whatever.
pan on the go. Got a couple of questions.
Some cannabis, sir.
What are your favourite stoner films? And if Scotty were to have a spin-off podcast, what would it be called? And who would be on it?
Scotty.
Those guys.
I would
stoner,
call it
stoner films, I guess, is the first question. Oh, man.
I like How High.
How High?
Yeah, when they dig up John Quincy Adams' body and try to smoke his severed finger like a joint.
I've never seen it.
It's bad, but it's, you know.
I don't know. My favorite stoner movie. I don't know. I mean, like, I'll go with Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny. I know a lot of people fucking hated that movie.
Oh man, yeah, you're right. I was like, man, haven't really seen many stoner movies, honestly. Then I was like, oh fuck yeah, that's actually a good one. I like.
I like that. I especially like the fucking the showdown between them and the devil that is the film's finale. So that's one I like. I like the Harold and Kumar movies. I like Jay and Silent Bob. Never cared for Cheech and Chong too much, but that's like a different generation of stoner movie.
Right.
Yeah. Wasn't there a second question?
Oh, the Scotty podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like the douche cast or
The
something.
douche cast? What the fuck?
Where Scotty reviews different douchebags that he's tried.
We'll call it the Scotty is Jesus podcast. And it'll be me ranting about how I'm the new Messiah.
That'd be sweet.
The douche cast.
This kid's making a weird face.
Yeah.
Hi Ben, TJ and Scotty. This is my question.
How come
for the
Ben's
Drunken Peasants
first?
Podcast.
What the fuck?
I'm Jamie, age 13.
Age
and
13?
I just wanted to
Age 13?
Ask you, basically because I have very awful neighbours, I wanted to know what your experience is.
Maybe
neighbours
you're the
were.
awful neighbor.
And also,
You ever think of that, you
how,
little
what's
shit?
your opinion on how a child should be disciplined? Thank you very much.
Should be fucking
And
hit in the
thank
face
you
with a brick repeatedly for the mildest transgression.
Yeah, didn't clean your plate? Bam!
Mummy, can I have a snack? You can have a snack of brick. Whop!
The first thing he asked was how we've dealt with terrible neighbors.
Move. But unfortunately, you're not in that position. I'm assuming
Well,
after
that's
13.
That's what I had to do because I had terrible neighbors.
Or burn their house down.
Yeah, I guess you could burn their house down.
What if you live in an apartment?
We had
Burn the whole apartment down.
Dude, we had a really terrible neighbor.
Get insurance first.
I know you remember who I'm talking about. Bo.
Yeah, his name was Bo.
A crazy guy that lived beneath us that was obsessed with like noise and
One
sound.
time the landlord called me and said, like, Bo's been complaining that you're shutting your toilet too loudly at night. I'm like,
sorry, I'm shitting.
Yeah, it's like, well, Bo can fucking go fuck himself. What do you want me to do about it? I remember one time, Galen and I were just talking about it the other day. Galen and I were talking about this one time. We were just chilling in the room. We weren't doing shit. We maybe had some like nostalgia critic on or something, but we were just sitting there. And all of a sudden we hear below us, shut up! Shut up there! You be quiet! And then he comes upstairs and he's like, fucking Scotty answers the door and Bo's there and he's like, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, asshole! You need to shut up, people are trying to sleep and da-da-da. And it's like, we're not even making any noise, dude. And then the fucking, the police came and they were like, and we were just like, this guy is just a psycho. He fucking thinks we're making all this noise. We're not even making any noise. And
he's an asshole, basically.
And the cop's just like, okay, and then they just left. They didn't even give a shit.
My explanation was pretty much, this dude's a crazy asshole below me, and fuck him. That was my
So
explanation.
then we burned the apartment down, collected some insurance money, and left. Good times.
Yo, Drunken Peasants, what is your favorite Nirvana album? That's my question. Peace.
What would you say, TJ?
The I forget what it's called though.
The unplugged one.
In Utero.
Oh, In Utero.
Yeah, In Utero is probably my favorite.
I'd say I have to agree with you.
I liked it better than the whatever the first one was called.
Nevermind.
Yes.
Nevermind or Bleach or
Nevermind.
Yeah, Bleach and then Nevermind.
Well, Bleach was originally called Too Many Humans, which I like better as a title.
I'm not really a big Nirvana fan, so
yeah.
That's like, yeah, they're all right.
I don't like them fucking pieces of shit.
It's not that I don't like them. It's
I'm
that
glad Kurt Cobain shot himself. Ben.
I don't think he said that, but okay.
Yeah.
Quote Ben on that.
What's up, Drunken Peasants?
Cheetah's
My
getting a
question for
boner.
you is, have any of you
Who
guys ever
isn't?
been paralytically drunk? And have you ever been arrested? Thanks.
Like so drunk that we can't walk. Yeah, I've been there.
No, I've never been that drunk.
I've been there.
Yeah. I remember trying to stand up, but just falling back over every time.
Yeah.
Arrested? No.
No, I've never really been arrested.
No.
Yeah, you have. Me and Scott. Well,
at Walmart.
That doesn't really.
We weren't really processed, but I mean, we.
Nah, that doesn't count.
When we were
I
kids.
think he means like taken. to
Yeah,
jail.
that doesn't make. Yeah, you're right.
That's not really being arrested. That's
Never
like,
happened.
That's being detained.
Detained, yeah.
Yeah, we were detained.
You have to be booked.
Yeah,
if you're
we weren't
arrested.
booked, so that doesn't count as an arrest, I guess.
All right.
Hello, Drunken Peasants. Just thought I'd throw y'all a softball question and see what you thought of Marilyn Manson's Eat Me, Drink Me album when it first came out, and has your opinion changed over the years on that particular album, at least?
I mean, I kind of consider that like probably the worst Manson album overall.
I've never heard it.
So I mean, like, I'm a big Manson fan. I would say Eat Me, Drink Me is probably my least favorite album. There's some tracks I like on there,
Yeah,
but
I kind of have to agree with you. I haven't really found myself ever really going back to that album after it came out.
yeah, it's pretty lackluster. You know, Manson was kind of in a period where he was transitioning between two styles.
Was that without Twiggy? Was that like after Twiggy left?
Right, that was with Tim Skold on guitar, and Tim Skold was a pretty competent guitarist, but I just feel like it lacks a lot of passion, and you know, Manson was kind of transitioning between two styles of music at the time, and he hadn't really fucking gotten the hang of it, and he was kind of rusty because he hadn't put out an album for a few years, and it was a really short album, and a lot of the songs are just like they should have just tried again. I mean, there's good songs on there, but yeah, I don't think it's that great as an album. Probably the most disappointing Manson album for me. And do you have a second question?
No, that was it.
Okay.
So, hi, Drunken Peasants. It's Aiden.
He looks surprised at first, like,
it's like, holy shit, I'm on camera.
Do it again really quick.
What's going on? What the fuck?
Hold on, one more time.
Why is he so shocked?
It's Aiden. I was on a Skype call a while ago. I think it had something to do with Jaden Smith. I don't remember.
I have no idea who you are.
But anyway, my question is, what is your favorite G-Man phrase, such as, show me a canine becoming a non-canine.
That's definitely Scotty's.
And I'll show you why in a minute. You know, like stuff that he says. That's like your favorite.
Or I've been ambushed. That's another one.
I like.
I've been ambushed.
Yeah. Let me answer your question with a question. I like that one.
I want a moderated debate.
I like when he I like when he declares himself the winner of something.
Yeah.
I won!
Another win for the G-Man.
You know, like any time. I mean, like, there's no specific phrasing he always uses, but
don't you? Okay, but I have a question for you guys. Do you think G-Man ever kind of wishes he was like Mr. T or something? I kind of get that feeling. I don't know why, but it's like because he always tries to have a little catchphrase. He always like, I win. You know, like G-Man win, and it's like, no, you actually didn't win.
I
dude.
win. I won this debate. I won this debate.
You won the prize for like stupidest debate, you know, or stupid.
Wanted to ask 2 questions again this week.
You just do a little pussy-licking gesture there.
You know, guests,
There are no
everyone, just
vaginas
anyone. What age did you guys become atheists, and what pushed you to the limit
3.5
and pretty much caused you to become atheist? I don't know, just like an experience or.
I feel like I became an atheist somewhere before I even hit age 10, but I don't know if I necessarily knew the word then.
Yeah, I think I always doubted it, but because of the environment that I grew up in, I couldn't
openly express
right,
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was 3.5, and it was because they were out of like you know, was it like the toys and the Happy Meals? I knew there was no God. At that moment, I realized there was no God.
Let's see.
What do you feel should be done about
big tits?
The small and huge injustices done by American police departments? I live in Texas, and I have a few stories.
There's
that I can tell.
There's a song by Body Count called "Cop Killer." So I think we just need to put Ice-T in charge of the police problem.
Who, by the way, plays a cop on TV now.
Yeah, he does.
Oh man, isn't that the definition of irony?
I know. It's pretty funny.
Cop Killer!
About encounters with police and my friends' encounters with police and my family's encounters. And the most recent one is my sister was pulled over and got 3 citations. And, you know, she's 18. She did not deserve them. And I suspect that she did not do at least 2 of the 3 citations. She admitted to 1, but because the cop was in a grumpy mood, and she was a little white girl with short hair. I live in Texas, so of course when you have an old black cop, he's gonna not be very fond of the lesbian-looking girl. So how do we fix that?
Cop Killer!
Without fighting police, without punching them in the face, without starting riots, without
you want to do it the pussy way,
and actually doing something and fighting these. It doesn't even have to, we don't even have to win the fight.
Right.
At least fighting back will
Right.
show the police that we can do something.
Yeah.
The authority that we can do something, but just
The
letting
authority. What is this, wrestling?
Yes, it
The
is.
authority is here.
Show Triple H and Stephanie who's boss.
I don't know, TJ. Don't you feel? I mean, I don't feel your answer is very realistic, and I feel it's kind of simplistic.
Cop killer.
Yeah.
That's not going to.
Do you have a real answer?
Yeah.
No.
You have no real answer.
If that's not a real answer, then I don't have one.
It's not a. Honestly,
I think the greatest thing we can do is make their police record every encounter with the public.
Yeah, with cameras that explode and kill them.
What is this, Mission Impossible? This camera will now self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they just kill everyone involved then?
I agree with the recording and
the explosions.
Getting rid of all laws that prohibit citizens from filming.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Get rid of all laws in general, then we don't even need police anymore.
TJ, are you like are you a 15-year-old? Like,
I know. Yeah, it's pretty
now?
ridiculous.
No government, woohoo! It's like we've already seen that throughout history.
Anarchy in the USA.
But people would form their own mini governments, their own mini factions with their own police.
It's always just it's always.
So we should probably pass a law against that then, and then just have
those laws will be definitely respected.
Have the cops fucking just stop anyone from forming a government, and then we're good.
It's more like a military thing.
Hello, Drunken Peasants. I'm a big fan of the show.
No, you're not.
I'm also an atheist YouTuber. I have a very small channel, Johnny Ringo on YouTube. I'm actually friends with Galen.
No, you're
Galen's
not.
gonna help
Galen has told me several times that he hates you.
No, he didn't.
I know.
Galen actually threatened his life. This guy's like, fuck this guy. I'll kill him if he comes near me.
Galen's like, this guy is a piece of shit. If he ever talks to you, spit on him.
And I talked to him about
something like that.
the last time he was on the show, and he was talking about G-Man being a guest when TJ had his day off. G-Man is ridiculous. We all know that, but in response to his frantic demands for a rap battle, I informed Galen that I actually wrote a rap to G-Man. I would like to, if possible, come on the show for a little bit with G-Man on. I would like to deliver my rap to G-Man, and hopefully we're all going to have some laughs. And
so this guy wants to rap battle G-Man.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Perhaps.
I don't know. I'd have to hear him do this rap first.
Yes.
Before
Send us a demo.
Yeah, you got to do a demo. You got to audition for this shit.
Hey, Drunken Peasants, how you guys doing this evening? So, my question for you guys this week is this. Since
Egghead.
my 21st birthday is coming up on the 7th of November...
Jesus.
Dude, wait.
What?
He's
No
like you,
offense, but
TJ.
I already thought you were over
Maybe he
21.
smokes and drinks a lot of soda.
Damn.
I think that's the answer.
You know, that's true, though. A lot of people say that about me, too. Or even did back then. I don't really get too much of that, like, you look way older shit anymore. But, yeah, this dude looks way older than that.
Yeah, no offense, dude, but you do.
I thought he was like 35.
I want to know, what
I thought he
did
was
you
like
guys
50.
do on your 21st
80.
birthday? Alright, thanks guys, bye.
Alright.
Got completely and utterly annihilated.
So,
I don't even remember.
On my 21st birthday, I went to this club that was doing like a goth and industrial night, and some of my friends there were like determined to get me so fucking wasted that I would throw up, and it worked. I threw up in the club all over the floor. And then I got kicked out, and then it was like a 30-minute drive back home, and my friends drove me. I laid in the back seat with the door cracked open, puking out the door the whole time. And they ended up having to like take the light bulb out of the dome light up at the top so that the light wasn't on due to me holding the door open.
There you go. I don't remember. I really don't.
You're lame, TJ. That's probably some lame shit.
It probably was. I'm lame. I see banned TJ stuff on there now. That's pretty cool.
Which would you say is your favorite overall Star Trek series? And who would you say is your favorite Star Trek character? Thanks.
Good question.
It's Riker.
Riker.
Yeah.
It's Riker. Scotty. Ben.
Favorite series, TNG. Favorite character. It's probably a toss-up between Picard and Data.
I would say Data, but I think I like DS9 better as a series.
I have to say, probably the Next Generation. Oh, man. Either Data or Picard.
I also like Q a lot, even though he's not a main character. He's not in all of the episodes. He's probably my favorite character that shows up every now and then.
I'm a pretty big fan of Quark from fucking DS9
Quark
too.
is good.
Is it because the back of his head looks like a big ass?
Nah, it's because he's such a greedy fuck.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. About
And he's just willing to bend the rules and break them and do whatever he can.
In any situation.
Yeah.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. Halloween's coming up, so I wanted to know...
No, it's not. It's here.
If you were given the chance and you knew you wouldn't get in trouble with the law, would you eat human flesh? Just something to think about. Do you like my costume?
I already fucking...
Okay, we already know TJ's
I already
answer.
fucking ate human flesh because I ate Ben.
We already know
You did?
TJ's answer.
Yeah.
TJ's answer is yes,
Now you're
of
just
course.
a voice coming from my stomach.
Actually, wait. You want to be eaten, so would you actually eat somebody else?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. What about you, Ben? Would you actually eat someone else?
Only like in a survival situation would I actually eat.
Well,
a
all
previous
food is
person.
eaten to survive, so
I
you're
think he
always
means,
you're
like,
always
you know,
in a survival situation.
that being
The
the
plane
only
crashes into the mountain kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about the same as Ben. Like, I wouldn't prefer it, but if I had to, sure.
Pussies.
I remember when I asked you guys about film noir, you said you hadn't seen that many.
Boobs.
So I was wondering if you would want to do Noirvember,
Bobs.
which is where you watch like a noir every day or every other day, or just like more noir films, really. If you're interested, then I recommend Laura, The Blue Dahlia, To Have and Have Not, Gilda, Mildred Pierce, and The Third Man. Okay, thanks.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but that was a waste of time. I don't think any of us will do that.
Thank you for your film recommendations, which
thank
we
you,
will
but-
immediately discard.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I hate to be like that guy, but we are definitely those guys. Is that it? Or
Yeah, that was the question.
I mean, is that the last question? Oh.
No, there's
Hey, Drunken Peasants.
No, there's this
Two
guy.
questions today. Before I can ask them,
No.
acknowledge that I look like a tool.
Okay.
Okay, now question number one. If you could change one
I
law,
wasn't thinking
what
that
would
at
it
all.
I was.
Question number two. What do you think about how abstinence is taught instead of safe sex in many public schools?
It's stupid.
I was told, in fact, that if I had sex before I was married, that I would die a painful death in front of my parents. I live in Oklahoma, by the way. Thank
You die a painful death in front of your parents.
Yeah.
So you have to wait till your parents are there after
So
you
like,
do it.
yeah.
It's like, hey, mom,
The very moment.
So just keep away from your parents and you'll be fine.
It's kind of like that death punch in Kill Bill. You don't die until you take a few steps
Yeah,
afterwards.
so just don't walk.
5 steps.
Just
yeah.
fucking just
Where's a
get a
wheelchair?
wheelchair.
Yeah, get a wheelchair.
and
Whoa! Loophole!
you guys.
I was
and-
thinking that when that
Hey,
happened.
Scotty. Evolution, bitch.
Oh.
Your mic is too lame for that to work.
Nah, it still kind of worked because it was a nice fluid motion.
No, he actually he should have caught it, and it should have had the mic should have been better. If he had a golden mic, then for him it would have worked.
Okay.
A solid gold mic.
Hey, we didn't even answer the question.
Drunken Peasant.
Why the fuck we even watch it if we're not going to answer them?
Okay, but that's a good question. That happens a lot.
Yeah, that's how the show works.
All right, next one, I guess. We're already there. Oh, it was okay. Well, I'll make a fucking. What was the first one? Was if change any law, I would outlaw the hat he was wearing. Then what was the second one? Something about abstinence, education. Yeah, I mean,
think
I don't.
It's stupid.
For that guy, I don't think that you
That's
you
a
have
problem.
to teach him abstinence.
I knew you were gonna say.
Oh, dissed. No, he's cool. I like him. He's a fun guy.
Peasants. I was just
Oh,
wondering
shit.
what you guys
Hold on.
thought of.
Oh shit. Okay.
This guy's
Hey, Drunken
intense.
Peasants. Quick question.
I haven't slept in
Do you
weeks.
think that we are not using Obama's presidency as like a learning experience well enough? Do you think like because people like the Republicans and a lot of people are criticize him for like Benghazi and the healthcare rollout and just the stupid shit that doesn't fucking matter, but yet they don't criticize him for the things that are really problematic, the things that he's very authoritarian right on. And it seems like we're doing a double disservice to ourselves, that we're not learning why he's bad and we're criticizing him for things that are
Yeah, well, Americans are fucking stupid. What do you want?
You know what's kind of interesting is like he's trying to say, well, why don't we blame Obama? Most of those authoritarian policies have bipartisan support.
Right.
That's really missing is that both Democrats and Republicans are like, we got to keep an eye on the populace.
I mean, if you look at our two-part, like if you, I don't know how much stock people put in the political compass or whatever, but
Probably not very much.
I mean, I tend to put some stock into it because it's always given a pretty fair result for me when I've taken the test. But I mean, basically, it puts all of our mainstream parties in the authoritarian right quadrant of the fucking square.
Yeah, I remember when you and I both did that, we were just like...
Yeah, we were like a millimeter apart.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
That was probably just my cop killing that fucking separated us.
Yeah.
Since you guys don't seem too keen on that
what
policy.
You guys thought of privatized space travel. Companies like SpaceX and Boeing are not
Virgin Galactic.
Which just had an accident today, and I think
Did it?
Virgin Galactic?
Yeah, Virgin. Yeah, they were doing a test in the Mojave Desert, and one of their planes crashed.
That's where one of their spaceports are, and then there's one in New Mexico.
Yeah, and SpaceX. Yeah, there's a number of companies doing development into that.
I think they should keep doing it.
Wasn't it SpaceX and Boeing that got selected to build the next spacecraft or the rockets?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess you guys aren't really.
But I don't care. I mean, any space exploration is good.
Yeah, I agree. I think
I don't
good.
care if it's privatized or government supported. I mean, I think that NASA, I think is actually appropriating a lot of its money towards the private sector now. So, obviously they feel like they can get results.
Well, NASA is drastically underfunded, and there's too much nepotism in it. So, I mean, there's some serious issues with NASA at this time.
Yeah.
So.
are going to be putting their equipment into space, and they're possibly even going to be going to Mars within the next 10, 20 years.
Hopefully they do.
Personally, I think it creates kind of a incentive, a competition. Kind of maybe we might even have a new space race, kind of like how we had competition between U.S. and the Soviets, and that kind of pushed us to the moon. Perhaps these two companies will have, or there's more companies.
My real problem with that is I don't know that there's a great amount of immediate capitalist incentive for space exploration.
No, aside from people that just want to have a thrill, they want to pay $250,000 to go into space for 2 hours.
Woohoo!
Because that's basically what they do with Virgin Galactic. Like, they fly a group of people up into space, they let them take their seatbelts off and float around for a little while, and they come back.
Whee!
And that costs like $250,000 right now.
Yes.
I wonder how much it costs to put, the spacecraft up there. It piggybacks on the top of a plane and then shoots up into space that way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd do it if I had $250,000
just to
blow.
burn. Yeah.
Do they actually do that now?
They were supposed to open this year because I remember it was down in Las Cruces. That's actually where they had that space jump too, where the guy jumped out of the balloon from the stratosphere.
I heard a lot of people get sick when they actually experience the zero gravity.
Oh yeah,
of course, yeah.
It's kind of like scuba diving where you don't know which way is down and which way is up because there really is no definable.
I think an astronaut saying is
reference.
up is where your head is, basically.
Yeah, basically.
So we have one more?
Yeah, sure, we'll play this one. See, we had a surplus of questions, so this...
Because we didn't get to answer any earlier in the week.
Yeah, especially with the Venom Fang X episode, we didn't really get to anything else from that, so I had a surplus of videos.
Yeah.
So we've already seen this guy tonight, but he had another question. So.
Okay.
Hey, Drunken Peasants.
I don't like him.
TJ, Scotty, whoever guest is there.
There's no guest.
There's Chair. Hi, Chair.
Mike.
Are you Clint Eastwood?
Maybe I am.
Make my day. No, I'm not going to do that to myself.
Question is this.
That's TJ's favorite moment.
What do you guys think the next stage of human evolution will be? Do you think we will evolve into a...
Define stage.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, it happens so incrementally. There's not really set stages. I mean, it's so slow of a process.
Telekinesis.
I could say we won't be born with wisdom teeth anymore, or we won't have an appendix anymore, or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that a stage?
But actually, if human evolution, if it still counts as evolution once we start augmenting ourselves with something like the transhumanist ideals, then maybe there will be defined stages in the coming years. I don't know, but I have no idea.
A species or a species like Idiocracy.
If we became a different species, then that would no longer be human evolution.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't know. It's impossible to predict these kind of things, and especially for us, we're not scientists or anything.
Right.
So. Yep. So fuck you, bitch. I think humans are going to sprout wings.
All right.
Maybe you're right.
So yeah, we will be back on Monday, same time.
Same place.
Same bad time, same bad place.
If you feel like it, feel free to go to our Patreon, patreon.com/DP.
Double
become our patron. Take a look at the
penetration.
perks on there. There are some perks for people who are big fans of the show. You know, if you make a certain type of donation, we do have some special, I don't even know what to call them, perks. Yeah.
Rewards, whatever.
Rewards.
Incentives.
Yeah, and we will be back. Thanks for watching.
Smoke pan every day.
Amazing Atheist, peace the fuck out.
Fuck you, Amazing Atheist.
Fuck you, Bill Maher. Fuck you, Bill Maher. Fuck you. Fuck your mother in a fucking asshole. Go fuck yourself. That cunt is a douchebag, and I fucking hate him. He gets on his dumb fuck show and talks shit like that all the time. Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck your mother!